one's difficult to pick, but I'm personally going with Mercedes Martinez. Too big, too strong, too powerful, and too cutthroat.
I hate to hear that you lost weight, but you know what? Io Shirai once walked into a triple threat match as the underdog, and she's the one that left with the NXT Women's Championship tonight. I think fate may repeat itself, which is bad news for Io Shirai. There is so much more to break down tonight, and we will be back with all of it as we count down the minutes to NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Rhodes Classic. It's the grizzled young veterans versus the rookies, MSK.
I think when we talk about big matches and a career that you want to have that lasts a long time, you got to take a step at a time. 2021 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Winners will not only receive the Rhodes and Dusty Cup, they will also receive an NXT Tag Team Championship match. Best of luck on your road to succeed. Tradition or down the road.
Take a look at the field. Former tag team champions, upcoming duels, who will advance, who will make the finals. Keep looking part of the winner.
Television option thinking of this in NXT Tag Team title shot by winning the WWE.
Let's see what they can do in the quarterfinals of this.
Teamwork is what matters now. They're focused on moving on to the next round of this tournament with a win.
You guys, show you what it means to get to TakeOver 2019. Today on the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Trophy.
Now we look for Tag Team of the Future.
Semi-finals in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. MSK, El Fantasma trying to run their ticket to TakeOver. MSK advances.
Not just debuting in NXT, but debuting in the Dusty
For the second year in a row, headed to the Dusty Cup Finals. Will KUSHIDA will line up for more? Over and away as MSK is beginning to make a lead for 5. Will it be MSK or will it be the grizzled young veteran?
I'm here with Les Mead and Nash Carter of MSK. And what an exciting opportunity you guys have tonight, the finals of the Men's Dusty Cup. How are you feeling?
I haven't slept since Wednesday, dude. I've been pacing around my house and stuff. Honestly, like it's the exact same feeling with me. Like, we've been in the WWE for
out there. There's all like, grizzled young veterans. Well, they're going to be the grizzled young losers for the second year in a row because tonight MSK takes the Dusty Cup.
Dude, it's our time, baby. That's MSK.
All right. Oh, daddy.
We gotta finish it, man.
Best of luck tonight, guys. Back to you guys on the panel.
I love this match. I mean, you've got MSK, who has turned the NXT Tag Team division on its head. Clearly no respect for the Grizzled Young Veterans. You got the Grizzled Young Veterans, who've been for years trying to prove to the NXT audience that they are the premier in tag team wrestling. Wade, MSK needs this match to go in their favor. They need to set the pace of this match. Can a team this young, that's never had a match this important in their careers, set that pace?
Make no mistake, here's my opinion on MSK. They have been superb from the word go here in NXT. They've surpassed all possible expectations. But this is their first ever takeover match. And I remember when I was a younger man.
Let me talk to you. Tonight, WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day live reactions, play live right here on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Thank you. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button. Share hashtag WWE NXT, hashtag NXT TakeOver. And we got NXT's newest signing, crashing the TakeOver kickoff pre-show panel. Dummy, yeah, Eli Drake, along with Taya Valkyrie, the wife of John Morrison, also signed to the yellow brand in the WWE, was going to get into this in a second. But yeah, let me talk to you. Saw the news just within the past half hour or so ago now, and figured, why the hell not kick off the show with some Eli Drake. Yeah. Eli Drake, of course, most recently with the NWA, but due to COVID, he's changing the game, and with that company, of course, not the past almost a year now, not really, they don't do a whole lot. He's going to change the game and join the WWE finally. Good for him. Both of those signings broke in breaking news within the past half hour or so ago now, as mentioned. Bad news, Wade Barrett, loving it. Sam Roberts now back in the middle after getting kicked out by Eli Drake, but of course, he made his name known in TNA Impact Wrestling. Turned down the WWE in the past, now going to join NXT. So, not by any means whatsoever. Was not expecting that here early on. Maybe, you know, I mean, it's probably was the right way to do it, getting him involved here early on and get him on the kickoff pre-show. But normally when NXT signs somebody, they'll have them in the crowd, of course. Virtually, with everything going on still, there are a few fans in attendance, or have been, I should say, for NXT events in Orlando compared to the WWE Thunderdome for Raw, SmackDown, and main roster pay-per-views at the Trop in Tampa. But normally they'll have them, you know, sitting front row. I mean, you go back to when Drew McIntyre came back, Keith Lee, to name a few. I mean, when, hell, Adam Cole, KUSHIDA as well. He's in a championship match finally tonight. We've got 5 matches. We'll get into the card here momentarily, but might as well do with what's hot. Connect everything before the show starts. As mentioned, wasn't planning on starting like this. Was planning on getting to it eventually here within the next 10 minutes or so. But you know, those few, to name a few, McIntyre, Keith Lee, Kushida, they're normally, and maybe Taya, Valkyrie will be sitting front row later on. You know, it's a little hard to hide breaking news that you just signed somebody and they're coming into the company with the way social media is nowadays. I mean, Adam Cole, when he debuted, he attacked the current NXT champion at the time after McIntyre and Bobby Roode TakeOver in Brooklyn 3 a few years back to enter the WWE finally, as well as NXT shows once again what they can do with bringing in and signing, you know, top free agent professional wrestling talent. As I mean, it's been rumored for a little while that Taya Valkyrie was either going to come to the WWE and, you know, join forces with her husband John Morrison, or she was going to go to AEW All Elite Wrestling. She's going to come to the WWE, start in NXT. So I've heard, but everything's still fresh. So we'll have to see about that. And then maybe a teaming up with how the way is right now with Gargano and Ken Ray and Theory and everyone else involved. You know, at some point down the line. Still hoping Morrison or Miz turns on one another. Money in the Bank still in the mix. Bad Bunny is getting involved right now. WrestleMania's a few short months away. We'll get more into the main roster of the WWE throughout the night. And also now next Sunday, WWE Elimination Chamber. Next Sunday night of live reactions play live here on YouTube as well. Currently in the meantime too, NASCAR season is underway. The Daytona 500, however, is currently in a weather delay. So we'll have to see if they're going to kickstart back up with the race here tonight or not. Currently 15 laps in with the number 4 Busch Ford, driven by Kevin Harvick, in the lead. So we'll have to see about NASCAR, if they'll restart later on tonight, or as it was last year, move to Monday. And then with the schedule, how everything shook out, how they had a few races. It seemed like as the NFL season that wrapped up last Sunday with Super Bowl, with the Buccaneers defeating the Chiefs 31-9, NFL had a game on literally every single day of the week this past season. It seems like NASCAR last year as well had a race, at least one race, on every single day of the week as well. But now, for the most part, moving forward right here on the channel, as always, you know, from February until July, August, September, until football season restarts once again. We'll have some football content, of course, but the main focal point that we're going to hit hard on is pro wrestling, as always. So, as I said last week, the main from, you know, September about until now is both football and wrestling, but from now until, as we're on the road to WrestleMania, we might have another TakeOver event before Mania, maybe even after, we'll see, but this is actually the first TakeOver event of the new year, following War Games right before Christmas. That was a week before, or 2 weeks before, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. And now, here tonight, coming off of New Year's Evil last month, a TV special for WWE NXT head-to-head with AEW Dynamite New Year's Smash. Technically the first TakeOver on a Sunday night of the new year. We got Elimination Chamber now. Next week, as mentioned, we'll get more into the main roster throughout the night. And then also next week as well, Fastlane next month, and then Mania in 2 months' time. Back to Sam Roberts, Bad News, Wade Barrett, and Barstool Sports' Brandon Walker for the first time ever on a WWE NXT TakeOver kickoff pre-show. So the last professional broadcaster himself getting us hyped up for another NXT TakeOver event in which WWE NXT has resurrected an older WWE pay-per-view in Vengeance. As here on this Valentine's Day night, we will have WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day for the first time ever. So thank you once again for tuning in and watching my live reactions play live right here on YouTube. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. That thumbs up button. Share hashtag WWE, hashtag WWE NXT, hashtag NXT TakeOver as well. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers, always greatly appreciated as well. I'll get to those in a second. Now, as we the closing credits fading to black for the NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day kickoff pre-show. We got a preview from Monday Night Raw live tomorrow night, of course, on the USA Network. Now WWE Network promo. Then now WWE Forever with the opening for tonight's WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. So then now WWE Forever once more. Let me talk to you. Eli Drake, Tyler Valkyrie signed with the WWE. That's breaking news. We had Eli on the kickoff pre-show panel there a short time ago. But tonight we have 5 total matches, 3 championship matches, 2 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic finals as well, men's and women's, with championship opportunities on the line. The winners will receive tag team title matches down the road. Now we got the opening video package for TakeOver Vengeance Day now. Tonight, it'll be Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez for Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon in the first ever women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic final here tonight. It seems like after they originally started the Dusty Cup, it would run from after SummerSlam until early fall, but the past few years it's right at the beginning of the new year into the first TakeOver of the year, mid-February, as it was last year as well. But they continue to promote the 5 total matches on the card. As mentioned, we've got 3 championship matches, 2 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic finals as well. The men's, as mentioned with the women's, it'll be Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. It'll be MSK the Rascals, of course, who NXT just signed recently as well. MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans. And then the 3 championship matches. We've got a women's championship match with the NXT Women's Championship on the line. Io Shirai with Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm. KUSHIDA finally getting a championship opportunity as well this evening, as Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny TakeOver, if you will defend his WWE NXT North American title against KUSHIDA. And then our main event later on, it'll be the Prince Finn Balor defending his WWE NXT Championship against Pete Dunne. WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day with Vic Joseph, Bad News Wade Barrett, and Adam Copeland's wife, and Beth Phoenix on the call. We've got some fans, as mentioned, in attendance in Orlando at the WWE PC, the new Capital Wrestling Center. It seems like we're going to have one of these Dusty Cup matches kick off the night. Is it going to be the men's or the women's is the question, though, as they do have the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament trophy up on the stage. So here comes Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. So it'll be the first ever women's Dusty Cup final that's kicking off the night here this evening. But a few storylines I'm intrigued by with hashtag NXT TakeOver once more when you share it on social media. As Vengeance returns for the first time in a decade, of course, a older WWE pay-per-view, NXT's resurrected. How many now over the past year or so? Vengeance added to that list now. Vengeance then turned into Vengeance Night of Champions. Night of Champions was a pay-per-view then, replacing Vengeance, and then Night of Champions, of course, went back to and turned into Clash of Champions, a pay-per-view we still currently have up on the main roster in the WWE. But with these 5 matches and all the storylines that we've seen play out, over the course of time, with Gargano and KUSHIDA. Balor and Dunne should be a damn good match. Hopefully, no injury suffered that or any of these matches for that matter here this evening, as they're going to be hitting hard, beating the piss out of each other, no doubt. But who gets vengeance on each other? As Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon arrive in Shotzi's tank. Ember's got the mask. Everyone should be wearing at least. Or if, you're a Breaking Bad fan, I guess Walter White would be, along with Jesse Pinkman, be wearing that in the basement cooking up, you know what. But nonetheless, who gets vengeance? And hopefully everyone's staying safe, as, of course, we're coming up in a year of coronavirus, COVID-19. Hard to believe. But Shotzi and Ember arrive on her tank. To me, all the hype is going to them. I mean, they're the baby faces. Dakota and Raquel are the heels. Maybe Tegan Nox returns. We haven't seen her in quite some time. NXT chants from the crowd. I don't know how much of that's piped in, though, honestly. But we've got some virtual fans, and of course, social distance fans as well. But bell rings, match underway. This is the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic final for the women's. And the winner of this match will receive even with, the WWE having the women's tag team titles and really only on Monday Night Raw, even though they've stated time and time again, we're going to defend these on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, and yeah, for some reason they're still on Raw and none of the others. I mean, they've been maybe a few times here or there, but nothing major. Is Becky Lynch sitting front row? Is the man front row? Sure as hell looks like, or maybe not. But the winner of this, and I think it's going to be Shotzi and Ember, as a tag made and they had a double kick on Raquel Gonzalez. They'll face Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for those WWE Women's Tag Team titles at some point. Whether it will be on Raw, NXT, SmackDown, I don't think they come down to NXT and hype up whatever episode of NXT they're going to put that on. Maybe this Wednesday, maybe, a few weeks from now, who knows. But, who gets vengeance? Maybe, like I said, Tegan Nox gets vengeance on Dakota Kai, because they have a lot of history. I haven't really heard anybody say that, but with Raquel basically being Dakota's bodyguard, if you will, for quite some time now. I mean, they're trying to put her over as one of the top woman in the division, but when you got Taya Valkyrie now coming in, she's going to be a future champion, no doubt about that. They'll build her up as the next big thing. Sort of, I think, what they're doing with Karrion Kross right now. If they were smart, that's what they'd do. But we'll see, at some point, of course. But maybe Dakota turns on her. Raquel, if they lose, gets or is sick and tired of Dakota Kai and ends up turning on her. And we have a little feud there before more matches, of course. But Shotzi tagging in Ember after a rope break from Dakota Kai, but excited, happy for Eli Drake. Always liked him in TNA. And the difference, because I know it's going to be said, as Ember with the cover 1-2 kick out by Dakota Kai. NXT, of course, signing now former Impact talent. The Rascals, now 2/3 of them in NXT is MSK, of course, in the men's Dusty Cup final later on against Crystal Young veterans once more. But I don't get how you can be grizzled, young, and a veteran, all wrapped up into one, but that's their name. Of course, most notably known from NXT UK. But we'll see what happens. So, you know, I'll get those chat questions and comments here in a second. Stay tuned. But comparing Eli Drake and EC3, don't even go there, okay? Because like I said, I know it's going to be said. Thing is with Eli Drake, yeah, probably about the same skill-wise in the ring, wrestling. But, I mean, what does that EC3 has said in the past, get you intrigued to, watch one of his matches? He's always sucked, I thought. But Eli Drake, on the other hand, when he talks, you listen. He's one of those that, he's pretty damn good in the ring, but then he's also damn well on the mic, even better on the mic, if you will. But that news broke now, probably within the past hour or so now, as time has gone on. But Ember, in the meantime, has a submission on Dakota Kai's. She's trying to tag in Raquel Gonzalez. And we're going to get a tag here. It's like, no, Ember, we're going to pull her back. So Dakota Kai is going to have to, with her pink hair, figure out a way to get back into this matchup. Maybe she shaves her head like Brittany did. But, now here's a tag, yeah. No? Ember Moon, since she returned, as she's going to tag in Shotzi. So then a distraction by Raquel Gonzalez. But the ref says no tag. So Ember's still legal technically, even though they tagged. Ember now talking with the ref, but then that's going to give time for Dakota Kai to get over and tag in Raquel Gonzalez. As the ref's arguing with both Ember and Shotzi, but then Ember takes out Raquel Gonzalez off the ring apron. That's actually pretty good. So Ember's still legal even though she tagged in Shotzi. So Shotzi's the legal one, but the ref didn't see it. So match continues one way or another here. So more submissions. But maybe a hot tag for Raquel when she gets in, and a couple clotheslines and power slams later. They're picking up the win. But I just feel like Shotzi and Ember are going to win this. Let me know in the comments below who you have. But yeah, there's a clothesline right there. Another clothesline. Third time now. Grabbing her hair. Takedown. All right. And then into the corner. And then Raquel just throwing Ember across the ring, and then a punch to the midsection of Shotzi. So we got some green hair, we got some pink hair, got some blondes and brunettes along with the bald ref. Okay, Raquel, as she's legal, she's going to grab Shotzi, throw her into the ring, and, okay, now a cover on Ember. One kick out, that wasn't anything, all right. We'll get more into with what I had planned. As, hey, sometimes this is how it goes. You gotta, as we're going to have a tag, and then, okay, Raquel going to help Dakota off the top rope, holding her hand as she flies and takes down Ember Moon. Cover 1, 2, but then a senton from Shotzi. Nice big right hand, a couple slaps out of the face. But, you know, sometimes you gotta... As Shotzi now takes out Raquel ringside. Dakota Kai from behind, it looks like. Actually, Raquel catches Shotzi off the ring apron, and then throws her into that plexiglass cage barricade that NXT has. So she caught her in a powerbomb position and then just like swung her into that barricade. It looked like Dakota, as a tag's made. Ref saw that one. Ember with a kick. Nice big power slam there from Ember. Looked like Dakota was going to come from behind and maybe hit a neck breaker on the ropes before Shotzi went off the ring apron there. As she'll probably come in and fly off the top rope here in a second. As Raquel, the cover on Ember, 1, 2, and a kick out. You got to do with, you know, what's hot. You know, just some tips, honestly. You got to, as Raquel, pick up Ember here. Because this is live. This is live as live can get. NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Another tag going to be made. Here comes Dakota Kai. Shotzi still ringside after being thrown in that barricade just a short time ago. Oh my God, come on. How do you miss on that kick? Botchamania. Crank it up. Jesus Christ. Cover 1, 2, kick out. That's pathetic. That was bad. Dakota completely missed with the kick in the corner on Ember Moon. Another tag made. Here comes Raquel Gonzalez. So back and forth with tags. Ember actually moves out of the way, and then there's, you know, seeds planted potentially for Dakota now to turn on Raquel, or maybe, you know, the opposite. Well, okay, either way now. All right. Because we just saw a clothesline from Raquel to Dakota, and then a spear from Dakota to Raquel, as Ember Moon's been moving out of the way. Now she's going to go up top herself. Off top rope. Hits her Eclipse, if I'm not mistaken. Cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can count the million. But the ref's distracted by Dakota Kai. And then she gets up, gets the ref's attention. Cover on Raquel once more. 1, 2, but then the kick out. So match continues, and still no Shotzi Blackheart. She's still ringside. Actually, she's now back up in the opposing corner. So she is going to come off the top rope from the other side, though. Dakota picking up Ember, and then a drop kick off the top rope. Ember legal, cover 1, 2, kick out once more by Raquel Gonzalez, and then a kick right to the back of the head. Another cover here. Damn good match. 1, 2, kick out. Shotzi's going to look to tag in. Don't know where Dakota Kai went now. She's okay up on the ring apron. She's actually going to tag in first. So now we've got Shotzi and Dakota Kai. This is an awesome chance. We've got a drop kick from Shotzi, who hosted Halloween Havoc. Dexter Lumis hosted New Year's Evil. No host tonight, but those were, of course, to TakeOver worthy TV specials. We'll see if we get, you know, some along those lines, or even another TakeOver, as mentioned before, maybe even right after WrestleMania. I would hope before, but we'll see. Shotzi with the cover, 1, 2, kick out by Dakota Kai at 2.5. So match back and forth now. Very damn good match here to kick off the night. And as mentioned, we'll get more into with what I had planned before tonight's event did in fact begin. But you just got to roll for changes sometimes. Some elbows now from Shotzi as she's up on the top rope. I don't know what the hell that was supposed to be. Cover 1, 2, and then a kick out by Dakota Kai. Breakup, I should say. Ember going to throw her out of the ring. So Ember and Dakota are now going to fight ringside. Actually, Shotzi going to hit a suicide dive. Oh, she almost hit her head right in the corner of the announce table. NXT chance. Now Ember going to go up top. Or actually, she's not even legal, I don't think. She's talking over with Raquel. So replay on the suicide dive. Yeah, she almost hit head first in the corner of the announce table. Code breaker there from Ember. And then Shotzi with a quick roll up. No. Ember's legal cover. 1, 2. So they almost botched the finish. Kick out. Now Ember is going to go up top. Dakota and I. Shotzi actually picking her up, has her on her shoulders now. We're going to have the Eclipse, or actually a splash off the top rope ringside from Ember to Dakota Kai. Right in front of the announce table. So where's Raquel at? She's still in the ring. Ember and Shotzi talking it over. Actually, here comes Raquel. Raquel with a missed clothesline, and then Ember with a kick, sending her into the steel steps. This is actually a damn good match. We got 5 damn good matches though tonight, so arguably this, could be a 5-star Dave Meltzer pay-per-view event tonight, which I don't really care if it is or isn't, but I think the only person that cares is Meltzer himself, but who really cares what he has to say anyway. Okay, Raquel almost tapped out. Dakota then with a kick to break that up. Ember trying to tag in Shotzi. Raquel going to tag in Dakota once more. So we got Shotzi and Dakota legal. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. Tag made. Ref saw that one. GTK? Come on. GTK? All that was a GTS with Dakota helping, because the hell? I didn't realize they had the stage the whole way, the entrance ramp, I should say, the whole way down to the ring. And that's old school TNA for you. Very old school TNA from within the past decade or so. Shotzi with a splash on the back of Raquel. Cover and a kick out at 2. And then a kick. And then Dakota, Shotzi throwing her into Raquel ringside now on that entrance ramp. That's propped up. It's level with the ring, which you don't really see in the WWE, I don't think, if ever, or in quite some time, have they, done anything like that. But, I get it. You're changing it up. Want to keep everything fresh. And then a big choke slam, and then a double cover from Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez on Shotzi Blackheart. They save Ember as she was thrown off that ramp ringside a short time ago. Your winners, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, and they are your first ever Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic champions, defeating Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon tonight at WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. So congratulations to them. Damn good match. I thought it was a damn good match. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, but nonetheless, as we see some replays now, and we'll get back into, as mentioned, everything I had planned before the show's about to kick off here in a second. Yeah, GTK. I mean, you're still on the GTS from Kenta Hideo Itami, who's now in with AEW because of the relationship with AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then also Impact. But I mean, it's just a modified two-person maneuver because it doesn't seem like, and I don't know why, as William Regal congratulates Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. They're your first ever Dusty Rhodes, women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic champions once more here in 2021, even though it still feels like 2020. You know, she had her up, did the GTS, but then Dakota came in and then hit the kick rather than the knee that Raquel would have hit, or if Kenta or Punk were doing it, you know. And we'll get more into Punk here in a second. But we got confetti, William Regal out celebrating, and they're going to try to pick up that trophy. I don't know if they will or not. I don't even know if they have more than one trophy. Probably the same one, because they're not going to do anything with them anyway. We'll just keep them for next year. Now, earlier today, we got Pete Dunne, who's challenging Finn Balor later on tonight. There's Balor arriving in Orlando as well. So Pete Dunne and the NXT Tag Team Champions and Danny Burch and Eddie Lorcan arriving at the PC, with Finn Balor also taking off his Intimidator sunglasses. NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day looks like coming up next. They're just going to keep with it. But with 5 damn good matches, I mean, one after another, just keep them rolling. We got Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny TakeOver as well, about to defend his WWE NXT North American Championship against KUSHIDA. So now a video package highlighting everything that's going on in this feud here as of late. The Way with Gargano and Candice LeRae, the Gargano Way shortened to The Way. Austin Theory involved as well. So if he turns or gets called back up the main roster. But hopefully KUSHIDA wins. Thing is, Gargano at TakeOver is why they call him Johnny TakeOver. He's basically unstoppable. So we'll see what happens. Something's got to give, of course. But happy, very happy for KUSHIDA as they're finally putting him in a damn championship match. As if of anyone they have is main event worthy, the future of the company, one of them at least in the whole entire business right now, it's him. Him and his Back to the Future outfit. Shout out to Marty McFly. And we're still under a weather delay for the 63rd running of the Great American Race, Daytona 500. 15 laps in with Harvick in the lead. Just had a big wreck right before, which brought out the caution and the red flag with cleanup, and then it started to rain. So that's where we sit at. So they continue to air some races from this past week that we've already seen, of course, if you watched. But tonight, KUSHIDA says he will become WWE NXT North American Champion. Hopefully he will. But Vengeance returning now. First time in a decade, as mentioned. Here comes KUSHIDA. I get storylines. It sometimes takes longer than expected or longer than you want to get somebody to the point, you know, where you want them to be. it seems like that's been the case for Kushida. But it's like, you know, hey, you stick around, you know, we got plans for you. We'll do something with you. And did he change up his look a little bit there? He still got his McFly outfit, but his head. Does he have like an eye patch or something holding his hair back, or is that just how his hair looks like for some reason? It just looks different. I don't know why. So what time is it? It's clobbering time. Okay, so they'll hype that up if he does win. He'll become the first ever Japanese-born NXT North American champion in NXT's history, which isn't a bad thing, of course. Now we got the way backstage. Gargano, Candice, in theory, and whoever that chick is. Or like some high school Now Dexter Lumis from behind. Was he got chloroform taking out Austin Theory? Alright, so Lumis is another one too that has a lot of potential. That if they book him right and, you know, give him a chance at least, you know, he might be NXT North American champion before too long. Gargano's now looking for Austin Theory. And now they're going to go look for him, it looks like. Yeah, so they were walking backstage. It seemed like they're at a high school pep rally. Celebrating, getting ready to go team. And then they walk out, and then Lumis from behind with a cloth right to the face from behind on Theory. And so Gargano tells the two girls to go look for him. Gargano going to take care of business by himself in his comic book look against Marty McFly. Kushida for the NXT North American title. Johnny Takeover, he says to himself a couple times in the corner. So it'll be Gargano and Kushida for the NXT North American Championship. Most takeover matches ever. That belongs to Johnny Wrestling. Well, that's because he really can't cut it up on the main roster. And he's been in NXT for how long now? He was along with Ciampa and a few others. I think it was Alistair and Ricochet 2 years ago now. But then Gargano and Ciampa both got hurt. And then once they returned, they both returned to NXT. Compared to Alistair, who hopefully will be coming back sometime soon, and the one on Ricochet, if they book him right, you know, be a fan favorite. But no, let's just make him out to be, you know, one of the worst lightweights we have. And it always, as I always say, goes back to the booking. If they book him right, you know, they won't have to, you know, worry about. And this goes for anybody. They won't, you know, have to be worrying about goddamn ratings. It seems like that's their only concern anymore now, as it is. But yeah, if only the booking was 10 times better. Raw and SmackDown, at least. I mean, that's why I think everybody watches AEW and NXT, because it's 10 times better than Raw and SmackDown sometimes. SmackDown's right now, I think, a little bit in better shape than what Raw is, but we're still on the road to WrestleMania. And they did a damn good job booking these 5 matches tonight as well. With the 2 Dusty Cup finals, and now this first of 3 championship matches. So, yeah. I mean, not really a whole lot else going on this time of year. I mean, we had fan-controlled football last night, which was interesting, to say the least. But for the first time in a few years, I mean, if you want to count that, I guess you can. Okay, so 500 still delayed because of rain. No new startup football post-college NFL seasons. After the AAF and XFL, the past 2 years, we got fan control football, which is basically an indoor arena league, it seems like. That's why, I said earlier, for the channel at least, right here on YouTube, thank you for tuning in once more. Be sure to hit that red subscribe button, notify bell next to it as well. We got the bulk of the year done with football and wrestling, from September until now, and from now until football season begins once more. It'll be, for the most part, all pro wrestling. So keep an eye out for just more videos right here on the channel for previews, reviews, live reactions, play streams as well. KUSHIDA with a nice takedown off the Rhodes. And then him and Gargano just quick roll up now. They're just dancing all over the ring. A nice takedown and then a quick roll up into reversal on the submission. No. And then KUSHIDA puts one in. But then Gargano up on his feet real quick for a rope break in the corner. Ref says no, back off. KUSHIDA with a big right hand. Now they're going to fight ringside. Baseball slide under the ropes. And then a kick from Gargano as he hops up on the ring apron. Gargano throwing KUSHIDA into the steel steps. Gargano, hey. This is my world. This is my place. I'm Johnny TakeOver. Johnny sucks chance. He does, in my opinion, at least. I've never liked him. Once more, I've stated in the past. Always thought him and between him and Ciampa, going back to DIY, Ciampa was the better of the two. But everybody has their own opinion. Ciampa right now in a tag team with Timothy Thatcher following their little feud they had going there with some injuries as well. They actually lost in semis for the Dusty Cup. Maybe they get involved in that matchup later. But hopefully they'll keep everything clean. And if they do have a run-in of some sorts or a screw job, if you will, that'd be, you would think, in the NXT Championship match with Balor and Dunne, just with all the potential competitors they could have get involved in that matchup, towards the end, especially the Undisputed Era, maybe. Hell, Pete Dunne with Danny Burch and Lork in there, so we'll see what happens. But and hell, even maybe Chris Benoit returns to the pay-per-view he never showed up to face CM Punk back in 2007 down in Houston for the WWE ECW Championship at the point in time. Of course, going back to that weekend though, we all know what happened, but who gets vengeance? The main story here tonight. Retribution, if you will, payback. Maybe Retribution comes to NXT. They give Dijak and basically just Dijak. Well, Mia Yim. Congrats to Mia and Keith Lee as well on their engagement. And that's why Mercedes Martinez didn't want to get involved. She was penciled in, and then, no, I don't want involved in this. I want out. And now she's in a championship match tonight against Io and Tony for the NXT Women's Championship. And maybe she wins. Maybe Tony wins. I don't think Io's going to retain. That's as of now, but maybe my mind will change from now until the start of that matchup. I have Kushida winning this. I did, however, have Shotzi number win the first matchup. They lost, of course, so not doing well prediction-wise. Really care less so. It is what it is. I mean, they're still going to do what they want in the end, regardless. As I always say, once more too. Yeah, hopefully from the start of this, however long it's been now, until this pay-per-view comes to a close, we'll have a well-worthy TakeOver Vengeance State pay-per-view event to talk about. That'll, go down, be remembered as, if not one of the best of recent memory, at least a potential top 5 all time on paper, at least coming in, and how these matches have gone so far. TakeOver event with WWE NXT. But we'll see what happens with Dexter and old Austin Theory as well, as they had their little segment during the entrance backstage. If they'd get involved in this, but time's going to tell. Gargano with a nice takedown and then a kick to the left elbow of Kushida, and then he looks at his wrist, seeing what time it is. Playing mind games. Gargano now talking to him into the corner. The ref, hey, back off. He lets go to count of 3 or 4 there, as he had him from behind into the ropes. For some reason, I figured, I'd be more interested in this match than the women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic final that kicked off the night, of course, with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez picking up the winner for Shotzi number. But that match, to this point, in my opinion at least, was better than this. And me personally, I'm always for superstars I like, at least Kushida being one, really involved, really, as I am right now, talking my way through it. Cover 1-2, quick roll up on the reversal, 1-2, and kick out as well. But just now they're going back and forth with quick roll ups. Jesus Christ, give me a break. It's your typical Johnny Gargano match right now. Cover 1-2, kick out once more. Double clothesline. How many times have we seen that with Gargano and Ciampa? I don't get why people like Johnny Gargano. I don't. I've just never liked him. But everybody has their own opinion. I mean, just as I like Kushida, just as I like, Balor, Kevin Owens. List goes on and on and on. I would be more intrigued by this, but that match earlier was, to this point, better than this match. But we still got, I would think, we're not even halfway through this. Off the ropes. And then a drop kick after hip toss. Nice big right hand there from Kushida, who now steps on the back of Johnny Gargano. Stomping on the back of his head now, pulling his arms back. Hopefully we will, Vic Joseph, Johnny Gargano, two of Cleveland's finest. KUSHIDA from the land of the rising sun. Not as big as, of course, what Nakamura was when he came in back in 2016, but as good, if not better, wrestler. And I mean, hell, they had Kenta even before Nakamura, Hideo Tommy, and then he just couldn't stay healthy, and they just parted ways. And now he's gotten healthy. He's over in, New Japan. KUSHIDA with a cover, kick out at 2 by Gargano. But now AEW's new partnership with both Impact and New Japan. Well, hell, we've had Kenta now on AEW Dynamite the past 2 weeks. So American wrestling fans that don't keep up with every promotion. And, I mean, maybe you remember who he is, or was, with the WWE. And, as mentioned, he just couldn't stay healthy, so they really couldn't do anything with him. It didn't work out. Wish it would have. Maybe that's the type of push KUSHIDA's getting right now. Who knows? But, that's why I always say, too, future's bright for everyone, because there's, so many different options that, with the potential that all these wrestlers and superstars, whatever you want to call them, have. I mean, nice DDT roll-up. Gargano now, vertical suplex, cover 1, 2, and a kick out. And the ref telling KUSHIDA he kicked out at 2.5. But I'm going back to what I said with KUSHIDA earlier. It's taken him this long, a little over a year now. Actually, 2 years, almost close to 2 years since he signed, to get to this point. But, sometimes it's like that. Because, Rome wasn't built in a day, and not even the best player on any team is going to win a title by himself, because there is no Iron team. You got to have a good relationship with, and good friendships for that matter too, depending on what it is. KUSHIDA chance. Because look last week with Brady and the Bucks. You got to have a good surrounding cast, long story short. Brady didn't win 7 Super Bowls, 6 in New England, 1 last week with Tampa Bay all by himself. As much as you may want to think that, no. He's got playmakers, just as, everyone else that's considered, the greatest, or the great one, if you will. They had people around him. They didn't do it all by themselves, even though it may seem like that, or the media portrays it to be that right now. That's not how it is. I think everyone knows that as much as I do, and vice versa. Shit. A little disappointed, no Daytona. 15 laps, a wreck, and then rain. Like, come on. Cover 1, 2, KUSHIDA kicks out, and this is after. Hopefully we get a replay on that, because that was quick. This is off top rope. It was like a spinning vertical suplex off the top rope, and then Gargano off the ropes with a nice DDT takedown, and then a kick out at 2 on the cover. So, match going to continue here. Starting to get hot, right at the right time. What's the crowd chanting? I could make that one out, I don't know. I don't really have much of a problem anyway. Off the ropes. Oh, come on. They're going to run it again, and then armbar, no. Headlock, no. They're just swimming like fish now in the middle of the ring. Now another arm bar locked in. KUSHIDA. And then Gargano rolls it up. Quick roll up cover. 1, 2, and a kick out. Double clothesline. And then they drop to their knees and hit each other once again with a double clothesline, if you will. More on the second part of that. 2 right hands to knock each other out. NXT chance they both lay in the middle of the ring. 2 count now from the zebra. Make that 3. Now they're on their knees. We got haymakers back and forth. And then a kick from KUSHIDA, another kick off the ropes, reversal, and then Gargano catches him from behind. Gonna have him locked in now in the middle of the ring. KUSHIDA, no, I'm not tapping. Don't ring that bell as of yet. Hopefully not. Or maybe Dexter Lumis, you know, with that maneuver he put on Theory. As KUSHIDA reverses. You know, Lumis is going to turn Theory on Gargano, and Theory comes out and turns on Gargano. Costs them the match, and then, you know, they move on from there. KUSHIDA's your new NXT North American champion. KUSHIDA with his outfit under the Marty McFly entrance. Kick out of 2 by Johnny Wrestling. Super kick. Right hand. He's got that Harper Brody Lee look. He's got the jeans. He had the black tank top, which of course he's taken off since, but even the high tops. The shit, what do they call those in the Back to the Future movies? What type of shoes are those? I'm not really that much of a shoe guy.
Nothing but passion has been oozing out of every single NXT superstar that has stepped into the ring here tonight on the biggest stage, the TakeOver stage here at Vengeance Day.
But hell, even, you know, almost right hand misses. A couple elbows and then a big elbow from KUSHIDA on the reversal. In the corner goes Gargano. No, but all these years later, post Back to the Future, we still don't have, you know, flying cars. Why the hell not? They got 2015 all wrong. Because the Cubs didn't win until a year later. But KUSHIDA to the rescue. Here tonight, WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Both up on the top rope. And then KUSHIDA has an armbar locked in as they go down. Gargano tapping out. And then he locks it in. He's got his hands wrapped. And then KUSHIDA breaks that, has him in the armbar. Gargano taps, he loses. And then Gargano gonna roll it through. And then, okay, Kushida still has it locked in. There's somebody coming in, I think. Or is that a cameraman? Rope break. I wasn't expecting that, even though I should have. Rope break. Kushida gonna have to break though. Hold. Now they're gonna roll out of the ring, off the ring apron. And Gargano just grabbed something that looked like from, and then just drove Kushida into the ring apron. It looked like he grabbed something. Now he's going to drive him into the barricade. From that plexiglass cage barricade that NXT has set up. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. It looks like he has something in his hand. He's now going to start rolling up the entrance ramp. So maybe from behind we got a, quirky finish with the two women in the way, or even Dexter or Theory. As here, somebody walks out. Who the hell's that? That's Kushida. All right, Kushida from behind with a big kick right to the back of the left elbow of Johnny Gargano. And Johnny wrestling in some pain. I don't know with the kick if he shattered his elbow or not, or if he's selling it as good as he's done in NXT before. Alright, Gargano gonna get out of that. Throws Kushida into the ropes. Johnny wrestling, so these fans are for him, they're also against him. And then, your typical Johnny Gargano match. He's going to jump over the top rope from the ring. And maybe that's why they put the ramp, at a level of which he could do that tonight. Jumping over the top rope and then hitting the DDT on Kushida. That's all that was. Like, it's just the same old Johnny Gargano. There we go again, now in the ring. Same goddamn move. Cover, 1, 2. And Johnny Gargano gonna retain his championship clean. Picking up the win, 1, 2, 3 over Kushida. So, not a good look for Kushida. I mean, he did fight hard, but they're gonna have Gargano just, I think, with, of course, the way that ended, with what they got going, it seems like, with the way with Gargano and Austin Theory, but then Dexter Lumis attacking Theory before the match with the chloroform. And then the women went and looked for him, but they never came back out. So it'll probably be Gargano and Dexter Lumis for the North American Championship next, I would think. And Kushida's probably just going to be, once again, another goddamn holding pattern until they part ways with him. Hopefully they'll do something with him sometime soon, because another loss for him doesn't look good. And still in a weather delay for the Great American Race. 500. 20 years post Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s death. Hence the number 3 hat. So yeah, Gargano back-to-back had 2, as we see some replays here towards the end of the match. 2 of those DDTs over the top rope on the entrance ramp, and then also in the ring. And then actually the second of the 2 was the finish, cover 1, 2, 3, picking up the win and retaining his NXT North American Championship tonight at TakeOver Vengeance Day over Kushida. So there's that, but yeah, it'll probably be Gargano and Dexter Lumis, I would think, at some point coming up soon. I mean, maybe even a triple threat as they fade to black. inserting Austin Theory into that mix too, but who knows. I would think coming up next, however, we'll have the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic final with MSK and Grizzled Young Veterans, followed by the NXT Women's Championship match with Io Shirai, Toni Storm, and Mercedes Martinez. Or if you want to swap those, one of those two matches is going to be next, the other to follow, because the main event is Finn Balor and Pete Dunne for the NXT Championship. Now, a advertisement promo here for WWE Elimination Chamber, which will of course now be next Sunday, a few weeks earlier than last year's event, but back to, you know, the original time Elimination Chamber would be, you know, mid to late February on the road to WrestleMania. Elimination Chamber next Sunday on the WWE Network. It'll actually be, as Elimination Chamber back in 2014 was the first ever main roster pay-per-view on the WWE Network. Next week's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view will be the final roster pay-per-view on the WWE Network before the WWE Network moves to Peacock next month, mid-March, before Fastlane, continuing on the road to WrestleMania before WrestleMania 37 on April the 10th and 11th, respectively. Live reactions will play next Sunday, live right here on YouTube, of WWE Elimination Chamber, so be sure to tune in. Seems like coming up next will be Io Shirai, Toni Storm, and Mercedes Martinez in the, or actually no, they're going to continue to warm up backstage, and we'll have the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals with the Rascals, MSK, if you will, and the Grizzled Young Veterans. As Dakota Kai and Kel Gonzalez went earlier, I would think MSK is going to win this. We'll see. 0 for 2 already. So I've got to win 3 straight here to finish above 500 for the evening. But we'll see what happens. But the Dusty Cup for the men's and first ever women's this year are going to come to an end for another year here in the next few minutes or so with this men's final once again with MSK and Grizzled Young Veterans. But then also, still to come, we have the NXT Women's Championship match with Io Shirai, Toni Storm, Mercedes Martinez once more, and then Finn Balor, the Prince himself, will defend his NXT Championship against Pete Dunne. And then, I mean, really, you know, we've connected everything that I was planning on getting out before this event even started, but then Eli Drake interrupted everything. But good for him. I'll let him interrupt me anytime, anywhere. But once again, good for him. Hopefully he'll have some success in NXT. I just don't want to hear, oh, he's just going to be what EC3 was and not do a whole lot. He's better on the mic, and that's going to help him. I think it is, at least. Maybe he'll be a challenger for the NXT North American title right off the bat, because he's not going to be in the NXT Championship picture anytime soon, I don't think. And he's not a tag team guy either. Him and Gargano going at it back and forth, I wouldn't mind that. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, we had 2 signees that broke right before the show started. And then Eli Drake interrupted Sam Roberts, Bad News Wade Barrett, and Brendan Walker and kick a pre-show. Cut a promo. So Eli Drake officially signed the WWE, got to be in NXT. And then Taya Valkyrie as well. The wife of Johnny Mundo, John Morrison. She'll be making sure he's going to be Johnny Wednesday, if you will, as she picked NXT over AEW following her run with TNA Impact as the longest reigning Knockouts champion in the company's history, I might add as well. Here comes MSK. 2/3 of the Rascals, formerly of Impact Wrestling as well. So It's like if you're, as it was before AEW came to be, you're in a startup promotion or you're a top guy in a, company that's big but not as big as the WWE, depending on who you ask, of course. You'd sign with the WWE. Now you can sign with either or AEW or WWE NXT, or go straight to the main roster. But that very rarely happens. AJ Styles, really the only that signed and has been up on the main roster the past 5 years. Here comes Grizzled Young Veterans. It looks like they got a mic in their hands. Yeah, they gonna talk. MSK. What kind of name is that? Like, seriously, MSK. Like, are they just some MGK knockoff? Like, come on. So Grizzled Young Veterans telling MSK, hey, you're not going to enjoy a single second of this upcoming matchup. And calling their outfits pajamas. So MSK is definitely going to win this because Grizzled Young Veterans cutting a go-over promo saying they're going to win. When that happens, whoever it happens to, they never win. So yeah, there's that. So MSK is definitely going to win this. So it does look like they have two separate titles, two separate championship trophies for this Dusty Cup, one men's and one women's. As I thought this past week on NXT, to close out the show, they hyped up in the closing minutes all 5 matches. They did one of the entrance, one up on the lookout, one back on the entrance, one up on the lookout, and then the main event with Balor and Dunne in the ring, which I thought was pretty neat because they've never really done that. And they have in the past, whether it be Raw, NXT, SmackDown, any promotion does that. But it's really just the top, especially at the end of the show for that matter, too. It's just the top main event match that they're trying to get over for the upcoming show, whether it be a pay-per-view or, or not. But Bell has Wrong match underway. We had in the women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic final earlier, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez pick up the win over Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. They'll get a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship opportunity against Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler at some point down the line on NXT, I would think. Potentially give them the damn titles, for that matter. They'll do more with them compared to what Nia and Shayna have done. Nia's too busy screaming my hole on national television, for God's sakes. But, and then we saw Gargano defeat and retain his NXT North American title against KUSHIDA. So all 5 of these matches are basically championship matches, because 3 are, in fact, championship matches, but then 2 have championship opportunities on the line. So no championship changes, no titles will change hands by any means. But the winners of this will get Danny Burch and Lorcan at some point, also on NXT for the NXT Tag Team titles. And then still to come, co-main event, it'll be Io Shirai, Toni Storm, and Mercedes Martinez for the NXT Women's Championship, followed by Finn Balor and Pete Dunne for the NXT Championship. So once more, as Grizzled Young Veterans MSK are currently going at it in this Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic final during WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions to Play Live right here on YouTube. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Scroll down, check those out. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram right here on YouTube as well. Red subscribe button with the $5 bell next to it as well. Thumbs up button. Share hashtag WWE, hashtag WWE NXT, hashtag NXT TakeOver. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciate it. MSK in control in their home corner against Once more, a name that makes no sense in my eyes. Grizzled young veterans. Yeah, they look grizzled, but how can you be young and a veteran at the same time? Other than technically, if you're not a rookie anymore in whatever league it is, you're technically a veteran. And you still could be young at that point in time. I get that, but it still just doesn't make any sense in my eyes. But thank you once more for tuning in and watching, and let's see what happens here. MSK in control still, so. NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day here tonight on the WWE Network. See, as mentioned once more, if we get another TakeOver before or right after Mania. Hopefully before. It might just end up being a TV special, as it was last year, but at that point in time, last April, they were still trying to figure out what they were going to be doing moving forward, because, you know, even as I've said lately, and I mean this is true for any time of year, as things change, things always stay the same. You know, it's been almost a year now since the pandemic began. You just got to continue rolling, though. Show goes on one way or another. And, you know, everybody's done a damn good job to this point. Hopefully it'll get 10 times better, but then hopefully we can get back to normal, too. Hopefully here sometime soon. But, we'll see. Neck breaker. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. But, it seemed like because TakeOver Tampa was canceled last year, and they just ran it 2 weeks on NXT, which that's why they've sort of resurrected all these older pay-per-views, bringing back the names at least, and whether it's been a TV special or an actual pay-per-view, okay, but you gotta do what you gotta do. But it seemed like from when everything started, for them at least, you know, doing what they had to do, March, April, until really when the Thunderdome, you know, came to be SummerSlam weekend. From then until now, I mean, it's been pretty steady. I mean, it was steady even before then, but storyline-wise, too, because not knowing, hey, because as it's been almost a year now, at first it was supposed to be 2 weeks, and it was, what, a month? Turned into, as long as it's turned into, in which you still can't really do a whole lot, depending on where you're at. But for the most part, they've, as everyone else has too, it seems like, done a good job, to say the least. I mean, doing what they have to do. So, cover, kick out at 2. But another cover, another kick out. Another cover, third time's a charm, another kick out. But, maybe we'll have some racing tonight. They got the track dryers back out there, and the rain has seemed to stop. So maybe we will get the conclusion of the Daytona 500 tonight rather than tomorrow. So it'll be some late night green flag, bumper to bumper stock car racing tonight to kick off the year, of course. As the saying goes, you know, every other sport, their championship, their Super Bowl, their big games, always at the end of the season. NASCAR, hey, we're going to kick off the year like that. Daytona 500, biggest race of the year. Schedule's going to change this year, too, I do know. But we'll see how, potentially, so they're saying the greatest NASCAR season of all time goes this year. I doubt that. It's all for ratings, because that's all anybody's worried about anymore. And I get it. It is what it is. keep you occupied. Okay, ref distraction. Grizzled Young Veterans now. Nice kick right to the back off the top rope. Cover 1, 2, kick out. And MSK staying alive. Stay alive. Stay alive. Elbow to the neck. Yeah, it seems like since the start of this event, the energy's just, I don't know, it's for me or what, but it's just completely died down. It's simmered. It's become more calm than it normally is. Which whether or not that's a good or bad thing, I don't know, nor do I really care. I'm still sitting here watching this and watching the live reactions. But I mean, that opening contest, that women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic final was a stellar match. I mean, Gargano KUSHIDA was pretty damn good too, but as mentioned, just your typical Gargano match. And then he retains. They miss on the kick there, but then Grizzled Young Veterans push MSK into the corner. Tag made. Nice big clothesline over the ropes. Takedown, and then a kick to the back of the neck. But they planted seeds for, a few different, potential storylines to move forward with in both those matches. Of course, with the winners getting championship opportunities, and then, Dexter Lumis and Austin Theory and Gargano. But this is an awesome chance now. MSK in full control of the Grizzled Young Veterans. Kick to the back of the head once more. Cover 1, 2, kick out 2.5. See your replay. Powerbomb, no. Reversal with I wouldn't say that was DDT. It was just a simple takedown, face first. Nice drop kick in the corner, sending GYV off the ring here. So MSK versus GYV in this Dusty Cup final. Look at me. Right hand, no. With the reversal. Nice big takedown. Some right hands. I don't think that was how that was supposed to go, but all right. Oh, and Eli Drake has a new name, too. I completely missed that. Because I was, of course, as he interrupted on the kickoff pre-show, talking over him a little bit. As he interrupted, and I wasn't expecting that early. maybe a little bit later on. But as mentioned, it was probably the right way to do it. So what is Eli Drake's new name in WWE? Are you serious? Eli Drake is now LA Knight? What the hell? What the hell type of name is that? He's Eli fucking Drake. Okay? Plain and simple in the story. There's, no other way around it. And that's, what his name's gonna be coming out of my mouth moving forward. LA Knight? Like, what the hell? Like, seriously. LA Knight? I have no other further comment. I have no idea what to say. LA Knight. What was that? A rejected hockey name for the LA Kings? Like, seriously, what the hell? LA Knight? And WWE NXT actually tweeted when he, interrupted, make sure you have your eyes open because LA Knight is coming for WWE NXT. And then they tag him in the tweet at Eli Drake. At the Eli Drake. Jesus Christ. LA Knight? What the hell? Like, how much more stupid can stupid get? Jesus Christ. MSK and Grizzly Young Veterans here. MSK gonna pick up the win. Match coming down the wire. Seems like it would go home here any second. Okay, so we're about half hour or so away from Daytona 500 from sources restarting. As we have a cover 1, 2, and another kick out. Alright, MSK almost picked him for win there, but Grizzly Young Veterans with the kick out. We got a what is Radioactive Imagine Dragons inside scoop NASCAR highlight video before, just to fill time, of course, since the delay, how many hours now ago until the race restarts. So from an inside source, the company man himself. Jesus Christ. Suicide dive from Grizzly Young Veterans as they had MSK ringside up on their shoulders. But then a suicide dive on the clothesline, then ringside right in front of the announce table. More NXT chants, but it seems like we'll have a 9 p.m., 10 p.m. restart for the 2021 Daytona 500. Sometime in between 9 and 10 Eastern. Hopefully. And hopefully there's no other, rain on the way. But it is the Sunshine State of Florida, where it rains every single day. So, something's got to give. So I'll get the race in at some point in time. If they get to 100 laps, they call it after that, it's official. But we'll see. MSK. Gonna take a pinfall here. Grizzly Young Veterans 1, 2, and another kick out. Will this match end? Oh my. Scale 1 to 10. Thoughts on Eli Drake's new name, LA Knight, in WWE NXT. I'm gonna give it a negative 500 trillion. Like, seriously, what the hell type of name is LA Knight? What, are you gonna have him come out next week in fucking body armor? Is he gonna look like the Bud Light Dilly Dilly Night? Like, Jesus Christ, what the hell? If he was up on the main roster and Vince had any saying it, yeah, that's what he looked like probably. Like, come on. Happy for Eli Drake coming to WWE, going to be in NXT, good for him. But now I feel bad for him because his name is not Eli Drake anymore, and it's LA Knight. But I get it, you know, they got to rebrand. But seriously, they couldn't have come up either side is MSK 1, 2, 3 picking up the win and winning this year's men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic against the Grizzled Young Veterans. Either side in negotiations, they couldn't have come up with a better name than LA Knight or Law Knight, however the hell they're going to say it, LA Knight. Come on. MSK with the win, so at least we got one in the win column for this evening. They'll take on Danny Burch and Eddie Lurkin for those NXT Tag Team titles at, I would think, the next NXT TakeOver event or the next NXT TakeOver TV special, and probably win those titles because Burch and Lurkin have held them now for how long and haven't done a damn thing with them. And MSK coming in, hot new tag team in NXT. They win this tournament. They're going to get a number one contender opportunity now for championship gold, and yeah, they'll probably win. They should win at least, hopefully, you would think. LA Knight. I can't get over that. LA Knight. Like, is he going to be dressed in purple and gold or red, white, and blue, or silver and black, or blue and white, red and white? Like, LA Knight, seriously. They got a few kings in the history books in WWE, but I don't think they've ever had a damn night before until now. So, well, at least there's, you know, one good thing coming out of it, that they could all hail the LA Knight and Eli Drake. Jesus Christ. MSK with the win. And seriously, what the hell does MSK even stand for? Mild spinach and carrots with a K? Like, come on. The naming of new talent in NXT has gotten soft. Not SOFT, SAWFT, if you will. So they fade to black as MSK celebrates winning this year's men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic against the Grizzled Young Veterans. Coming up next, however, though, it'll be the NXT Women's Championship title match with Io Shirai, Tony Time, Tony Storm, and Mercedes Martinez, who is not in Retribution. But after that, then we'll have Balor and Pete Dunne for the NXT Championship, and then that'll be it. And then, hopefully by that point in time, as we got a Cameron Grimes vignette with his AMC stock and Big Money Matt help Trevor Lee, if you will, another former Impact star that they've tried to do stuff with, but until now it really hasn't worked out. But now he's like this 2021 NXT version of what, you know, JBL was as that cowboy billionaire, if you will. Just with his look and the money and the cars, just no women as of yet. But that's that was, you know, Damian Priest's not backstory, but just how he would celebrate You know, he'd be that partier that's now up, unfortunately, with Bad Bunny up on the main roster. But hey, he's on TV, and he just came from NXT, so I mean, not really anything. Couldn't really get any worse than that for this point in time, up against Miz and Morrison, potentially at Mania. So we'll see. So yeah, Cameron Grimes vignette here with him doing the Shawn Michaels pose, Playboy, Playgirl pose. Rest in peace, Larry Flint. I know Hugh Hefner passed a few years back, and now Hustlers lost their founder, but you know, maybe Cameron Grimes can take over either or. Shawn Michaels takes one, he takes the other. Got his cars, he's got his money, he's just celebrating, jumping in the pool, and I mean, maybe Grimes is up against Gargano for that NXT North American title. I mean, they've teased him in that feud for I don't know how long now, so we'll see how that goes. But they thank somebody for watching. And then we got Pete Dunne and Finn Balor warming up, get taped up backstage before the co-main event with the NXT Women's Championship on the line with Io Shirai, Toni Storm, and Mercedes Martinez in a triple threat match tonight. NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day once more. So she's held the title for quite a while, so I think it'd be time to take it off her. No, I wouldn't mind either Toni or Mercedes. More so than not, I'd probably want Toni Storm. I think more people know who Toni Storm is compared to Mercedes Martinez, but you know, we'll see. Maybe Io does retain him, but I said earlier, you know, I don't think Io is going to come out victorious. If she does, I'd be shocked, honestly. So, give me Toni Storm to pick up the Women's Championship coming up next. NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. That's been a damn good show, honestly. I mean, coming in on paper, the potential is there. I said it earlier, you know, it could be a 5-star worthy event. TakeOver event tonight compared to a few of the most recent ones that they've had. But then it also just depends on what happens. But it's still been a damn good show, and hopefully that'll continue. We still got 2 potential barn burner matches, so I mean, I always say about the booking, you know, I said this earlier too, you know, if only the booking was 10 times better, you know, you don't have to worry about all the little things, but I thought they did a damn good job of putting this together, booking tonight's a 5-match card event for TakeOver, so yeah. Io Shirai, Toni Storm, and Mercedes Martinez. Maybe Taya Valkyrie gets involved since she just signed. Here comes Mercedes Martinez. Looking like Reckoning may hit up on the main roster with Retribution. She was supposed to be a part of Retribution as well, but backed out. And until they found her something to do, putting her in a triple threat championship match now tonight, more power to her. I mean, I don't want to be in Retribution either. Retribution, if you will. Talk Shop Mania, but yeah. So, at least she was wearing a mask, I guess. So yeah, I thought so far it's been a damn good show. I really have. But now, as I look at my watch, yeah, it's Tony time. Here comes Tony Storm. He gives us the sunglasses look as she walks to the ring. Bringing the juice to take over tonight. Now here comes the NXT Women's Champion and Io Shirai, who has held the title since last June. Take over in your house. She defeated Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, if I'm not mistaken, and has held the title ever since. So all three women now in the ring. Hashtag NXT TakeOver once more when you share. So we'll probably have another hour or so of TakeOver Wednesday, I would think. I mean, okay, we're going to have introductions, but then Mercedes Martinez attacking Io Shirai right off the bat. So they're just going to ring the bell and get this match underway. Tony Storm then working Mercedes Martinez. Nice takedown. Don't have a problem with any of these three women picking up the win here tonight. Cover, 1, 2. But I just feel like the time's right to take that off Io. Put on, I said Tony Storm, but I wouldn't mind Mercedes Martinez. But I wouldn't really mind any of these three once again picking for him. So off the ropes. Miss with the kick. Quick roll up now. Alright. Drop kick. Ringside. Now quick roll up now. Stomp. Tony Storm gonna reverse. At least Io from the backside has something to hold on to. Nice clothesline there, and then Mercedes coming in to break up that hold, and then a DDT ringside. It was turned more into a neck breaker, it looked like towards the end, but we'll say it's DDT, I guess. A lot of botches tonight, honestly, I thought. Especially in these now two women's matches. Nothing against the women by any means, but we had a few in the Dusty Cup final earlier with them, and here right off the bat in this championship match as well. Mercedes is going to throw Tony back into the ring. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. Now, in the meantime, too, Mercedes just threw Io into the crowd. Camera side, near side. Threw her over the barricade. And she'll be getting a little bit of a rest here before she re-enters the match. But until then, it will just be Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm. Couple vertical suplexes now. Toni going to go for a, here comes heel off the top rope, drop kick. Toni moves out of the way, and that hits Mercedes Martinez, sends her flying into the corner. Running knee, double knee, I should say, but then Toni gets up, picks her, catches her midair, actually power slams her. Nice takedown, and then a rear view, and then a spine buster from Mercedes. Missionary cover 1-2 on this Valentine's Day on Toni Storm. Kick out at 2.5. So a tag team, a single championship match, another tag team, triple threat championship match, and then we'll have our main event with Balor and Pete Dunne as well. So very good takeover for Vengeance Day here tonight. Last year it was TakeOver Portland. You know, maybe as I was hoping for a return of, because it was only NXT TakeOver for the night until they just a week and a half or so ago now changed the name to Vengeance Day. I was hoping for a St. Valentine's Day Massacre takeover event because it is Valentine's Day night, today and tonight now. But they go Vengeance Day on Valentine's Day. So I get it, but we'll see what the future holds with this takeover event. You know, mid-February each year, if it's going to be the same one moving forward or not. And for the most part, they really haven't been, other than you know, takeover whatever city they're in for Mania, and then takeover as SummerSlam was in Brooklyn for how many years in a row? It was takeover 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then they'd have their other takeover events, you know, throughout the year as well then too. But, you know, as mentioned, they're resurrecting older pay-per-view names from the old days, if you will, of the WWE roster, and bringing them back and use them in NXT for NXT TakeOver events, which is a good thing because, you know, it as here comes Toni Storm, Mercedes Martinez there, and actually with the takedown, gonna shove you off the top rope. Now Mercedes and Toni up on the top rope. It gives it a fresh spin. You know, it's ooh, shit. Suplex off the top rope from Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm. Almost broke her goddamn neck. And then here comes Io back up once more. Gonna hit a headbutt. And now I'm gonna go for a stomp. Right to the chest of Mercedes Martinez from Io off the top rope. How's Toni though? Seriously. She's really holding her neck. That had to hurt. Like, you can't get any closer going head first with a suplex off the top rope than she just did. Slap from Mercedes Martinez. Here comes Toni from behind now. Mercedes in the meantime gonna throw Io into that barricade, and then Toni and Mercedes double clothesline on each other. No count out, no DQ, no nothing. It's a triple threat match. Even though they'll get one of those involved with the finish. Alright. Toni Storm wasn't, I don't think any of us were expecting that. She was, as that table wasn't properly set up this evening, doesn't look like. She was just removing a few of the papers and monitors, it looked like, off the top of the announce table. And then the complete announce table just fell to pieces. It broke on its own. And nobody has gone through it until, well, there's a DDT from Mercedes to Toni on the reversal. Well, that's a total botch. So, Io now, in the meantime, going to climb this very tall ring post holding up some scaffolding. Double cross body from Io to Toni and Mercedes ringside. More NXT chants. Now we got our first buffer of the night on the WWE Network, and it reconnects, so we're all good. Maybe not. Here we go again with WWE Network, but then also drivers have been called their cars, and we're going to restart the Daytona 500 here within a matter of minutes, it looks like. So a little technical difficulty on my end with the WWE Network this evening compared to YouTube with buffering, disconnect, and reconnect, and hopefully, knock on wood, nothing starts up anytime soon or in the future moving forward. But replay there from Io taking out both Toni and Mercedes at ringside. But yeah, it's been a botch kind of night. I mean, that announce table just broke on its own. She might have threw a monitor or two and a few papers off, and then it just collapsed. Nobody earlier either went through it, so that's odd. I don't think I've ever really seen that. But hey, first time for everything. So I think Vic Joseph, we're going to get a new champion here in this match. But then Finn Balor is going to retain over Pete Dunne. Karrion Kross potentially getting involved in that as well. Maybe we'll see. Big knee from Mercedes to Toni. Another knee. Third time's a charm. Make it 4. Total will be, 4 knees to the face. For now, at least. You can come back anytime to order more. And, alright. Let's take down cover 1, 2, and a kick out. She can't believe it. Come on, she tells the ref. And, Mercedes just signed with the company not too long ago. And now, after getting her in a good place, she's in a triple threat championship match tonight. Taya Valkyrie's also just signed on for WWE. Good for her. Good for Eli Drake, LA Knight. Eli Drake. His name is Eli fucking Drake, okay? Not LA Knight. How long will it be until they change it back? Or change it to something else, because it's not gonna work. Kick out at 2, I don't think it will, but it might. Kick out by Mercedes there. But how long is it gonna be until Taya, is gonna be put in the same situation here? Especially with, how many people know who the hell she is. And I think really she's the first from participating in either Talking Shop-A-Manias that hadn't been with the WWE beforehand to sign on with the WWE post those Talking Shop-A-Mania events, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, don't take my word on it, but moonsault then from Io, but just a little tidbit. Cover from Io to Mercedes, 1, 2, 3. They save Toni Storm, and Io Shirai picks up the win clean, 1, 2, 3. Pinning Mercedes Martinez to retain her NXT Women's Championship tonight. at NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. So, well, somebody had to take the pin, but then I guess good for Tony that they saved her, as they saved Ember as well. So maybe we get a triple threat or fatal four-way with the NXT Women's Championship at some point. Maybe another ladder match, for God's sakes. I mean, maybe Io's going to be holding the title for a year or even more until they feel there's someone, as it buffers once more, someone in the company in NXT, whether they're there right now or coming in, that until they see fit can take the title off of her. So we'll see what happens there. Another buffer. I don't know why the hell it's doing this now. But it's going to be main event time coming up, as we're going to have Balor and Dunne, the next championship, and then we're also going to go Green Flag Racing, Daytona 500. Back with Mike Joy, Jeff Gordon, and Clint Boyer now in the booth in his retirement from the sport. It was a 3 p.m. start. It got 15 laps, and now here almost 6 hours later, after a rain delay, we're going to get back to racing to close out the opening Speed Week. The opening weekend for NASCAR. Chase Elliott, the reigning, defending, undisputed NASCAR champion, now being interviewed. See another replay of the finish with Io Shirai pick up the win. So still no title changes. Maybe we're going to get Balor dropping to Pete Dunne. And then Cross challenge is done. I don't think, as we get another next Sunday for Elimination Chamber commercial on the network here. Elimination Chamber next Sunday with the newly redesigned graphics for pay-per-view event next week. I don't think Balor's dropping the title tonight. I don't. If he loses, now we got a WrestleMania 37 promo, as they're gonna have the pirate theme once more this year. What, we're 2 months away, about a little less than, so we'll get there when we get there, but we're on the road to WrestleMania as we have NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day tonight, Elimination Chamber next Sunday night, live reactions, play library on YouTube of that as well, so be sure to tune back in. A month from then, WWE Fastlane, and then on April the 10th and 11th, WWE WrestleMania 37, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. As we get more into Elimination Chamber here momentarily, we're 55 days away from WrestleMania, the show of shows, the showcase of the Immortals. Now, earlier today, we got Eli Drake, LA Knight, if you will. LA Knight, come on. His name is Eli Drake. Earlier today, we got him backstage NXT with William Regal signing his contract. And maybe Taya Valkyrie in this as well. Or maybe they're going to give her some training before they get her on TV. Look at this awkward idiot standing here. It's NXT. It's LA Knight. So he still has the same gimmick. It's just his name's changed. Talk about NXT. Yeah, dummy. Dummy, yeah. Yeah.
What that means is a stacked deck. While you guys are back there playing cards, I just walked in rolling dice. Just like that. Change the game.
Eli Drake, LA Knight, if you will, is changing the game.
Talk about the North American title. You talk about the NXT title. Anybody walking around with those titles right now, make sure you got your eyes open because I'm coming for you.
He's calling out the champs. That was earlier. However, it's main event time now. NXT Championship on the line. Finn Balor and Pete Dunne. And back to this, I don't think Balor is going to drop the title tonight. I mean, I'd probably be really, really shocked if Pete Dunne does pick the win. Because this goes back to when Cross won the title against Keith Lee. NXT TakeOver 30 SummerSlam weekend. All right, I always go back to this. Cross got hurt in the process. All right, was out of action until he just returned. Just recently, past few months or so, faced off against Priest at New Year's Eve last month. Priest, of course, in the Rumble 2 weeks ago now, up on the main roster on Monday Night Raw. It was a fatal four-way with Balor, Cole, Gargano, and Ciampa. Turned into a 2-week championship match with a tie then with Balor and Cole. So then they fought for the NXT Championship a week later. Finn Balor became NXT Champion back in September. He's held the title ever since. He's been in a feud with Kyle O'Reilly up until now. Insert Pete Dunne, but Dunne's been there all along as well. But there's been some injury with all three. So that's why, it's taken this long until now to get to this point. But then you have to, at some point, you would think, insert Karrion Kross back into this title picture to get back the champion title that, he never really lost. He had to relinquish it on NXT because of a shoulder injury, if I'm not mistaken. He's tore his rotator cuff. It'll be Finn Balor and Kross. I'm thinking next TakeOver or TakeOver TV special on NXT against AEW Dynamite on Wednesday nights. And then right now as well, Gargano with Dexter Lumis probably, with Austin Theory in the mix too. Triple threat fatal four-way, maybe in a ladder match for the Women's Championship. The two Dusty Cup winners of MSK and Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, just taking a look, potentially, what's to come here. It'll be MSK and Danny Burch and lurking for those NXT Tag Team titles, probably then too, but then also Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler now are going to have to defend their WWE Women's Tag Team titles against Kai and Gonzalez. So, I mean, there's another damn good event, another 4, 5, 6 matches potentially. So, drivers back in their cars. We already heard the most famous words in motorsports earlier: "Driver, start your engines," after a questionable national anthem. But it looks like we're going to be good to go back to green flag racing, as most of these cars that were in that wreck haven't been able to work on since, of course, they've been under a red flag the past 6 hours or so. So you see all these cars still banged up, but it's a 200 lap race and they're only 15 laps in. So they're going to be racing into the wee hours of the morning probably. And, may the best driver win. I really don't, as Jimmy Johnson retired at the end of last year, don't really have a new favorite driver yet. I have a few different options potentially to go with, but for the first time since I ever really started watching NASCAR, I don't have a favorite driver because Jimmy Johnson just retired. But I'll digress on that, because as Pete Dunne arrives and walks down the aisle here tonight, WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, it's main event time. It's the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne challenging the Prince Finn Balor. Maybe a returning Demon Finn Balor at that as well, as he teased that earlier this afternoon as well. It'll be Balor and Dunne for the NXT Championship coming up right now. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions for the Play Live right here on YouTube. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. That red subscribe button, little notify bell next to it. as well, so you can stay up to date. The thumbs up button, share hashtag WWE, hashtag WWE NXT, hashtag NXT TakeOver, chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. As well, let me know who you have winning this upcoming main event NXT Championship match with Finn Balor and Pete Dunne, along with this year's Daytona 500 as they'll restart after a rain delay. 15 laps in with Kevin Harvick winning. Let me know in the comments below who you have winning both events. Now here comes Finn Balor, the Prince himself. Maybe he'll get some new entrance music or go back to his old entrance music, but he's had the same entrance music since he's been in the WWE. Here comes the Prince, Finn Balor. I only say that because Burn It Down's back, even though the Messiah is still the Messiah, Seth frickin' Rollins on Friday Night SmackDown. Getting rid of the entrance music that he's had since the summertime. Burn It Down's back. And we're going to embrace the vision of the savior of Friday Night SmackDown, the Messiah himself, Seth frickin' Rollins. Finn Balor, Fergal Devon, if you will, the Prince and the Bruiserweight, with Balor and Pete Dunne, as he makes his entrance. Dunne actually, already in the ring. Here comes Finn Balor. NXT Championship. It's going for one fall. They bring down the old school mic from the rafters for the announcement for both of these wrestlers. The champion and the challenger himself, Finn Balor and Pete Dunne, respectively, being introduced as the ref will separate them. Balor going to take his leather jacket off, give it to the ref. He tosses it ringside. Balor now going to give the NXT Championship to that very zebra as well. He's going to hold that high in the air. And this NXT Championship match is now mere seconds away from beginning as the bell rings, match underway. It's the Prince, Finn Balor, and the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne in tonight's NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day main event for the NXT Championship. They lock up Balor and Dunne. Hashtag NXT Championship as well when you share this live reaction, play-by-play, watch-along stream on social media. And once more, thank you for tuning in and watching the live reactions play-by-play live right here on YouTube. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports. Cool and Luke96 here to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. That's hard to believe. Another thing that's also hard to believe is Finn Balor in his WWE career, of course, coming over from New Japan Pro Wrestling, as AJ Styles was leaving the States to go to Japan. Balor now, between his time on NXT Raw and SmackDown, he's officially now been in NXT longer than up on the main roster, which for him is probably a good thing, honestly. I mean, his main roster run that he had until he got hurt, and then they brought him back down to NXT about a year and a half or so ago now, last October of 19. They've still teased, Balor and the Undisputed Era, but really haven't done a whole lot with it. They have, but they haven't, if that makes any sense. But, with what they were doing up on the main roster with him compared to what he's done in NXT, I mean, once again, just better. He's been now, as it is a little hard to believe, but in NXT longer than up on Raw or SmackDown. He's turned into the face of NXT. From the time he has arrived, he's been the one superstar, the one wrestler that's, for the most part, stayed put. But, who says you can't go home? So, he did just that, and I wouldn't necessarily say the second run for him in NXT's better than, his first run that he had with, because you go back to when he was in NXT, 5-6 years ago now. Balor and Owens, Balor and Nakamura, Balor and Samoa Joe. Like, Jesus Christ, give me a goddamn break. Like, how much better could it have gotten? But they all went to the main roster eventually, and 2/3 of those, of course, are still up there, and one on commentary, of course, because they don't want Samoa Joe to be wrestling right now, it seems like, which is a little unfortunate. And they're not really doing a whole lot with Nakamura, but maybe they are, maybe they're not. We'll see what happens there. I mean, he's one of his mid-card titles for sure. But Balor, in the meantime, he's been the face. He's been at the forefront of NXT. He really has. So a nice takedown there from Balor to Dunne. Get these cars back out on the track, it looks like. As from the source, it was 9 o'clock, and, well, it's a little after 9, but we're going to get back to racing here in a second, looks like. But as I said, between 9 and 10, hell, the pre-race started at 1, and then the race was supposed to start at 2, but then it didn't even start until a little after 3, with, all the pre-race ceremonies before, as they now are, instead of waving that red flag, they're under caution. Yellow flag, and all these teams are now starting to work on respective cars that were in that crash that took out a good quarter of the field back right before the rain hit, and that's why they've been on a red flag with this weather delay since lap 15. But it's still a long race, 200 laps, of course, 500 miles, 500 on a 2.5 mile track. So that's how you 200 laps, and we'll see what gives. Someone's got to give, but now lap 17 in this stage series of racing. We got Kevin Harvick, followed by Christopher Bell down in 20 in second place, Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, and Kyle Larson back in the sport, rounding out the top 5. Chase Elliott, Logano, Priest, Ricky Stenhouse, and then Corey LaJoy follow suit, right out top 10. We'll see how much that changes from now until they should get back to racing. But good to see NASCAR back. Season, the off-season at least seemed a little longer because the season for the sport now gets done a little sooner than usual, about a week or two earlier compared to the normal Sunday before Thanksgiving. But it was November the 8th, sitting here as Chase Elliott won last year's championship. It was the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road against Dallas Cowboys. Black and gold picking up the winner of the boys, and from then until now, there's been no NASCAR. But we've seen since, as we're on the road to WrestleMania, football season end, and now, as we're at the midway points of hockey and basketball right now as well. March Madness is going to begin hopefully next month. NASCAR starting back up. We'll have baseball as well within the next few months or so, hopefully. Some of these cars are going to look like absolute trash from now until the end of the race. Tyler Reddick doesn't even have a goddamn hood on his car. You see all these crewmen getting a lot of sod, a lot of dirt out from some of these cars. Is everyone that was on everyone that was on a everyone that was in the clear, I'll say, as Elliott beat Harvick off pit road. We just saw those teams that were looking to do work on their cars, of course, get that work in until they get back to race and do what you got to do. But everybody that's all good to go, pit road stop under caution here before they get back to racing. Been a while for NASCAR, so. And after a 6-hour rain delay and takeover night, yeah, it's I feel like it's been one of those years for everyone. It's been, yeah, that's just how it is. So Finn Balor and Pete Dunne. Ooh, shit. Stomp right to the rib cage of Finn Balor. That hurt. You suck chants now from the crowd. But, yeah, we'll get the Daytona 500 back up and running here in a second. Finn Balor now with a submission on Pete Dunne. At least, you know, until another red flag, hopefully not. Postpone the race until tomorrow, but as it was last year. At least here tonight, it looks like the back of William Byron's car is going to fall off. Probably have him come back down again and get that fixed. But, and we got some new drivers, of course, new cars, new numbers as well. But at least I'll get to watch the remaining part of this race post takeover now tonight, rather than watching side by side together. Of course, was hoping for the ending of the 500 right as this event started, but I mean, when there's a rain delay, for God's sakes, for as long as it was, now they're just going to restart right as takeover ends. All right, whatever. So be it. Is what it is. Works out, for us all anyway. So, Balor and Dunne, nice chop there to the knee from Finn to Pete. Phineas and Peter. Now Pete Dunne's actually rubbing his right forearm, his right forearm. He's rubbing that, like punching the back of the neck of Finn Balor. And now trying to get him in a headlock as Dunne's foot was wrapped up behind his knee as well. Vertical suplex. Shit. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out. Yeah, that wasn't executed to the fullest extent. Balor was all over the place on that, going down. Nice big right hand from Pete. Nice big hand from Finn. Back and forth with haymakers now. Ooh, nice slap across the chest. And then Finn in the corner, working that left ankle, the left foot, lower part of Pete's left leg. As he's going to hold now the back of his knee as he crawls to the middle of the ring. One, ref's counting. All right, 1, no. And then Pete Dunne reverses that. That's a cover. 1, kick out. There's actually a cover and a submission at the same time. And then Pete with a kick. Nice big clothesline from Finn. Cover. 1, 2. And Pete Dunne kicks out 2.5. You got to be kidding me, says Finn Balor. Match going to continue. Hashtag NXT TakeOver. Hashtag NXT Championship. Hearing noise in the background, just some dogs barking. Get worried. I don't know why the hell he'd be barking this late on a Sunday night of all nights. But hey, the dogs are going to bark, so that's what it is. Now some big right hands, more of forearm chops. Similar to what Pete Dunne was doing to Finn Balor. Now Finn's returning the favor. Now he's got him in crossface. The STFU, if you will, in the middle of the ring. Where's John Cena when you need him? Oh wait, that's right. He's in Super Bowl commercials now. Maybe is Cena gonna go to NXT and challenge Finn Balor for the NXT Championship? Really working hands tonight. Hands and knees. Compared to, your head, shoulders, knees, and toes. But nice big chop from Finn in the corner to Pete Dunne. Now a headlock between the ropes in the corner. Another big chop from Finn. Ooh. Another chop as they reverse. Of course, to the other corner. Really haven't used that entrance ramp tonight. You know that. Maybe that'll be in this finish. I don't know. And to me, that's something new tonight. You know, I've never noticed that on NXT show in the past, but maybe that's just for tonight. Maybe that's going to be how it'll be moving forward. Who knows? I don't know. Like I said, that's old school TNA. And AEW actually did that for Full Gear, not this past November, but last year when they had that Lights Out match with Mox and Omega. And now full circle, Mox and Omega for the AEW World title with Kenta involved, with the Good Brothers and Young Bucks as well. So, nice big headbutt. Some more chops as well. Pete Dunne going to go for a power bomb. That connects on Finn Balor cover. 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. Finn still alive. Match continues. This is awesome, Chance. This is indeed awesome. Damn good match. Damn good show tonight. Kudos, credit, shout out to WWE NXT, Paul Levesque, Triple H, everyone involved. Backstage, everyone involved, you know, on call, everyone involved in the ring in these matches. And, you know, all the virtual fans, all the fans in attendance, everyone watching my live reaction stream here this evening. Damn good show tonight. NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day to ring in the new year. Post New Year's Evil TV special TakeOver last month. As we're on the road to WrestleMania Elimination Chamber next week. We'll get more into that event here in a matter of minutes once this TakeOver finishes up. So hopefully we'll tune in for the Chamber pay-per-view. Stomp to the fingers right to the hands of Finn Balor. Kick misses, and then Finn with a kick right to the back of the left knee of Pete Dunne on the reversal. Knees on the backstabber. Finn gonna line up Pete Dunne with a drop kick. Now gonna go for coup de grace. Coup de grace for the win to retain the title. Coup de grace, no. Balor gets caught midair by Pete Dunne into a submission. Pete Dunne now some elbows to the top of the head of Finn Balor as he has him locked in. Is that his foot or is that somebody trying to come up from underneath the ring? That's his foot, okay. Trying to get that foot over for a rope break. Finn Balor going to grab the bottom rope. No. Balor and Dunne going to roll back to the middle of the ring. We haven't had any sling blades or 1916s or, I mean, he went for the coup de grace, but got caught. Haven't had any of that from Finn Balor tonight. Balor, he's out, but his foot is on the rope. So rope break. Ref's going to allow it to continue. So, yeah, odd finish. Questionable if at that. But Balor's still in it. He says, he shakes his head, yeah, let's go. I ain't done. I ain't finished. I ain't going out this way. And then Pete with a big stomp to the head. Pete Dunne going to get reversed. Balor, speak of the devil, going to go for that 1916. Now they fall to the ground. What do we got here? Another submission. Pete Dunne taps, he loses, and Balor retains. Maybe he'll pass out. They're going to work the fingers again. Oh, shit. That looked like it hurt, but that was done. That was done damn good. They went to snap. Dunne did to the pointer and ring finger on Balor's hand, making it look like that at least. Whether he did or not, I don't know. It looked like it, but you know it definitely didn't. A low blow. Ref looking like no. All right, match going to continue here. And then Pete Dunne with his finisher cover on Finn Balor. Cover 1, 2. Kick out at 2.5 by Finn. Match going to continue. Pete Dunne was that close to becoming an NXT champion. And I think he would become the first ever NXT UK and NXT champion in WWE NXT UK history. I don't think anybody has been at least one-time NXT and one-time NXT UK champion in their NXT career for the WWE, if I'm not mistaken. This is awesome chance. Another stomp to the hands, right to those fingers of Finn Balor. Make that 2 in a row. Kick to the side of the head. Pete gonna powerbomb Finn. Finn gonna reverse DDT. Finn just got kicked. Hit the Pele though on the reversal as he was staring down his target for the drop kick, for the coup de grace, but then now Finn gonna pick up Pete Dunne. 1, 2, kick out at 2.5 after the slam. Jeez. They're both down, but they're laying there next to each other, looking at each other. And Pete Dunne is not letting go of Finn Balor's hand. The only way Pete Dunne becomes NXT champion tonight, he's going to have to rip both arms out of Finn Balor's socket to pick up the win. Balor, though, in the meantime, with a stomp. He's going to pick him up. Cameraman up on the ring apron. And then Balor, the hell is that? All right, Balor with Pete Dunne's mouthpiece. Rips that out of his mouth and then hits a drop kick right to the face of Pete Dunne. Finn going to go up top for a coup de grace now. Finn with a coup de grace. That connects. Maybe. They're going to wait a little here for the cover. As it did look like Pete got a little part of his knees up. But then the 1916 cover from Finn on Pete Dunne to retain his NXT Championship. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor defeats Pete Dunne here tonight at NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, and Finn Balor is still your NXT champion. That was a damn good match. Damn good show. From start to finish, all 5 matches, I thought. I mean, the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, out of the 5, in my opinion, would probably be coming in last for how good these matches were. I mean, the women's Dusty Cup final, this NXT Championship match as well, probably your 2 best matches of the evening. And then the Triple Threat NXT Women's Championship match and Gargano and KUSHIDA, you know, in a tie there for 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, depending on, you know, you really want to rank them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But still, from start to finish, I mean, a 5-way tie for all the matches. a damn good show, I thought, from start to finish. NXT TakeOver Wednesday. If only every show was like this. You know, we all know, damn well that never happens. But I thought, as we see some more replays here, Finn Balor defeating Pete Dunne and retaining his NXT Championship, has that title once again around his waist. He's going to stand up in the corner on the top turnbuckle, it looks like. Up on the top rope. Actually gets down. Pete Dunne still laying in the middle of the ring. Finn going to exit the ring now and walk up that entrance ramp. Going to do his little celebration here. Maybe an attack from behind. No, maybe. We'll see. But fingers or no fingers, Finn still. Now we got from behind. Okay, that's Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. Burch and Lorcan from behind attacking Finn Balor. And now Finn Balor being thrown back into the ring. Cole and the boys, the Undisputed Era, are going to come out. We need security. Balor's going to get back up. Don't worry. Or maybe somebody else. We got a referee now trying to break it up as Pete Dunne and Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan are attacking Finn Balor. Ref now down and out, just laying there. I think it's going to be the Undisputed Era. Who the hell is going to come out and save Finn Balor? That's the question right now as he's being attacked. Shock the system. Boom. Here comes Cole, Fish, Strong, and O'Reilly. And, I mean, 3-on-3. Bobby Fish still injured. But the Undisputed Era with Cole, O'Reilly, and Strong versus Pete Dunne. Okay, O'Reilly in the meantime is talking with Finn Balor as Cole and Strong were arguing with Pete Dunne and Burch and Lorcan. Finn Balor doesn't know what to think right now. Maybe they're offering him, hey, join the Undisputed Era. We need 4. They're going to help him up. Kyle O'Reilly's going to help him up. This goes back to they fought a few times over the past few months. He points to the sweatshirt to the chest. But Seed's playing potentially for, Balor and O'Reilly again. Balor and Adam Cole. Balor, this to me seems like an invitation from the Undisputed Era to Finn Balor to join. As they hit the closing credits, Balor standing in the middle with the championship on his shoulders, and then a super kick from Adam Cole. Cole, the super kick to Finn Balor. O'Reilly and Strong, hey, to Finn Balor, you want to join the Undisputed Era? Cole is in on it too, but then Cole with the super kick as they hit the closing credits, but they're still out there arguing. And then Adam Cole super kick to Kyle O'Reilly. Shit. Well, the Undisputed Era is no more now. Roderick Strong looking on. I'd run if I were you, Roddy. Or actually, Cole's telling Roddy, hey, let's go. So it looks like Cole and Strong are together. And they'll be going up against Balor and O'Reilly, potentially in tag team action. This is major. That was good. I wasn't expecting that. Not for Cole to turn on Kyle O'Reilly. As Cole walks off actually by himself, hit the closing credits once more. shit. What a finish to NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Now the deck has really been reshuffled. And in the meantime, we're back to Green Flag Racing for the Daytona 500 as well. About halfway through stage 1 here for this 200 lap 500 mile race with the number 3 Austin Dillon in the lead 20 years after Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s death. But tonight, WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, after a stellar show from start to finish, a damn good A+ show in my opinion. Everybody has their opinion, but I thought it was one of the best takeovers they've had in quite some time, honestly. It ends, in the meantime, to close it out, with something that I personally don't think anybody really was expecting that. Adam Cole's sort of turned heel, sort of turned on the Undisputed Era, and to me, that this is vibes of when, you know, Rollins turned on the Shield back in June of 14. So we'll see what the future holds, you know, in that regard for, you know, Cole. Whether he's going to be by himself or not, as he didn't do anything to Roderick Strong there, okay? But the finish with the main event, Finn Balor picking up the win, retaining his NXT Championship over Pete Dunne. Balor celebrating, you know, pointing down, fingers or no fingers, Pete Dunne in the middle of the ring as he was up on the entrance ramp. That was level with the ring tonight for the first time ever, from what I can recall in NXT. And then Balor was attacked from behind by your current NXT Tag Team Champions, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan, in which they'll have to defend those titles now against MSK, who won earlier the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic to earn a Tag Team Championship opportunity. We'll get more into a full recap here in a second, so stay tuned. But from start to finish, 5 damn good matches, A+ show in my opinion. One of the best they've had for an NXT TakeOver event in quite some time once more. If only, you know, every show was this good, especially with the way things just ended. With now keeping us on the edge of our seats, wanting to come back for more. So, no doubt, yeah, we're going to have to tune into AEW Dynamite, WWE NXT once again this Wednesday, as we always do anyway. You know, Monday nights is Monday Night Raw. Tuesday nights anymore, Impact's, you know, getting a little bit better. Wednesday nights, AEW and NXT. Friday night, of course, with SmackDown. Impact actually had a pay-per-view last night as well. However, now tonight on the road to WrestleMania, we had WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, Elimination Chamber next week, as we'll get more into with what's to come there momentarily as well. Fastlane then a month from then. And then, once again, WrestleMania 37, Saturday and Sunday, April the 10th and 11th, 2021, respectively. I'll have live reactions play live right here on YouTube, so be sure to tune back in. That'll be taking place at Raymond James Stadium, as it was supposed to last year, of course, down in Tampa, Florida, home of this year's Super Bowl 55 champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But a damn good show, okay? But then the finish is going to have everyone talking, no doubt. But Balor was being beat down. He was getting attacked. All right. Ref even got involved as Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan were beating him all to hell in the middle of the ring. But then, as thought, you know, hey, here comes, you know, the Undisputed Era. Go back and listen to what I said. Go back and watch this if you're watching on demand, or hey, if you've watched this point on demand, you know what I just said. So, or if you're currently watching, listening, thank you. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. But then, you know, the Undisputed Era came out. Bobby Fish still sidelined with another injury. Hopefully he'll get better, you know, sooner rather than later, once more. But it was Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. Okay. They took out Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan as Balor got back to his feet in the ring with Pete Dunne and Danny Burch and Lorcan walking up the ramp. It was Balor and O'Reilly talking to each other with Cole and Strong, hey, get the hell out of here to Dunne and Danny Burch and Lorcan. Meantime, they all get back up. It seemed to me as it was, an invitation from the Undisputed Era, more so than not from Kyle O'Reilly, as Adam Cole's always been the leader, but O'Reilly's been his, number two, his sidekick, if you will. As we have our first caution from Daytona since the restart, of course, with a spin out there. So still about halfway through the first stage here, Daytona 500, restarting just moments ago, but and we'll get more into NASCAR all season long, so just bear with me there. Season just beginning today, tonight, now. Long 36 race campaign. We have plenty of time, don't worry. So I'll digress with motorsports, with the Daytona 500 with NASCAR for tonight. We'll see who's in the lead before I sign off, and then I'll leave it at that, and then hopefully we'll tune in next week as well for WWE Elimination Chamber, which compared to TakeOver Vengeance Day tonight, even with two chamber matches, one being a championship chamber match, one being a number one contender chamber match, it might be as good, but it probably won't be. Just normally how it goes. It's on and off again. It's always, one, skip a beat, two. There's always in between, especially on the road to WrestleMania. There's always some good pay-per-views, but then always some subpar, not bad, but not even average pay-per-views at that. But it seemed to me as that was an invitation from the Undisputed Era to Finn Balor to join the club, to sweep me. And Adam Cole, didn't really seem to like that. Okay? And Adam Cole, as he's always been the leader, but with O'Reilly being his number two. O'Reilly trying to, take over, take the reins, if you will, be the leader, become the new leader. With Cole not liking that, as they hit the Undisputed Era sign, with Balor giving us the point with closing credits. Hey, we're going off the air. This is it. But then, boom. We're going to shock the system even more. Adam Cole, baby. Cole with a super kick to Balor. O'Reilly and Strong are looking at Adam Cole like, what the hell? Okay. And then, as they all look at each other, Cole with a super kick to Kyle O'Reilly. But then he doesn't do a damn thing to Roddy Strong. All right? So he says, hey, let's go. But then Strong stays there. He stays in the ring. Strong stares down, just looks at Balor and O'Reilly as they lay there in the middle of the ring. And Cole walks off by himself. So it seems to me it's going to be Cole and, Strong. At first, it seemed like it was going to be a six-man with the Undisputed Era, and then Pete Dunne and Danny Burch and Lorcan. But Burch and Lorcan are going to be tied up with MSK. Karrion Kross has to get back involved at least one way or another, you would think, at least. Hopefully, we'll see with Finn for the NXT title, but who knows? Maybe not. Maybe they're just going to keep him off NXT and come to the main roster right after WrestleMania, which I don't think people would mind, but then his NXT run was basically nothing at that. Just some thoughts off the top of my head right now. Keep those chat questions and comments rolling. I'll get to them in a second. But a wild, crazy finish to close out NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, to say the least, no doubt about it. But it seemed like it was going to be a six-way, okay? Six-man tag with, Burch and Lorcan with Pete Dunne up against the Undisputed Era. But as mentioned, everybody's going to go their own separate ways here, it seems like, as they always do this time of year anyway. onto whether they're bigger or better things or not. Only time's going to tell, of course. But now, rather than a 6-man tag with the Undisputed Era and Dunne and Danny Burch and Lorcan, I mean, you still have NXT UK. I doubt they'll be going back, anytime soon, especially with how the times are right now. I don't even know really because I don't watch. Now, if anybody does know, let me know. I don't really watch NXT UK. I don't even know if they're really running right now. I think they are. I could be mistaken. Because I know they, got brought back into the fold back in September. And they're on Thursday afternoons here on the East Coast of the States. So yeah, you have wrestling, every day of the week. Ring of Honor still on Saturday nights in my area at 1 in the morning. But nonetheless, now it's, for the most part, it seems like it's going to be Cole and Strong versus Balor and O'Reilly. But then Cole potentially getting another NXT Championship opportunity up against Finn Balor. So, really, I mean, with everything that just happened, with all those seeds that were planted, yeah, there's a lot they can do. And this goes back once more to what I've always said, and I even said it earlier tonight, that they've teased, Balor and the Undisputed Era, but they really didn't, up to this point, they haven't done anything with it. But now they're 100% locked into it, which is a good thing, because it's going to be, can't miss TV. But then, because they're still going to have a lot of time from now until the next TakeOver event, or if it's going to be a TV special, a TakeOver TV special before Mania. We'll see if they have another TakeOver event before Mania or after, or even another TakeOver TV special before or after Mania as well. Hopefully it's a regular TakeOver event on a Sunday night rather than a TV special, but if it's TV special, okay, whatever, so be it. We'll see. Of course, what they do. Time to Kill, though. Alright. What they'll probably end up doing, now that I think about it, just a little bit more. Because, once again, you have to go back to Karrion Kross with Finn Balor for the NXT title. And, Pete Dunne's just going to be floating, as KUSHIDA is going to be now as well, following his loss to Johnny Wrestling tonight. Gargano still your NXT North American champion once more. We'll get more into a full recap with a little preview for Elimination Chamber next week as well. Stay tuned. But, MSK won the Dusty Cup earlier. They're going to get a tag team championship opportunity now against Danny Burch and Lorcan. So there's your tag team title match. Pete Dunne's just going to be floating. Strong's going to be floating by Cole's side in his corner. Post with what I'm about to say, because it's going to be a tag team with Cole and Strong versus Balor and O'Reilly. But then Kross is going to, get his title match, you would think, against Finn. But then for leadership of the Undisputed Era, it's going to be Adam Cole against Kyle O'Reilly at the next TakeOver. Whether it be a TakeOver event or a TakeOver TV special, still don't know. We'll see. And we'll see if they, resurrect another old WWE pay-per-view namesake-wise and, bring that back as well. But to kick off the night, as we had 5 stellar matches, I thought it was an A-plus show tonight. I really did. I truly, and I normally never hardly ever say that. There's always 1 or 2 kinks, throughout the show, but from start to finish. And like I said, the worst match of the 5, and not even the worst match, it just wasn't as exciting, in my eyes at least, compared to the others. It was the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic matchup with MSK and Grizzly Young Veterans. I just thought all the other matches were just a tad bit better. Nothing towards those competitors, or nothing towards that match in general. But of the 5, I thought that was, we'll rank that 5. And then all the others, 1, 2, 3, 4 way tie. honestly, that's how it went, because it was a damn good show from start to finish. A plus, 10 stars. Meltzer, why the hell not? But as mentioned earlier, who cares what the hell he thinks? Um, but we had Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez along with Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon kick off the night, and the first ever Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic final with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, the heels, going over, picking up the win over the babyfaces and Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. Now, they saved Ember. Shotzi took the pinfall, so we'll see what the future holds for her as well, along with Toni Storm, who was saved as well in the NXT Women's Championship Triple Threat match, as Io Shirai defended her title and defeated both Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez, with Martinez taking the pinfall, as Io Shirai is still your NXT Women's Champion. So no title changes. Basically 5 championship matches, because those 2 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic finals in both tournaments have championship opportunities into the future. As we then went back to the future with Kushida and his Marty McFly gimmick, unfortunately losing to Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, here tonight at Johnny TakeOver Vengeance Day, as Johnny Gargano is still your NXT North American Champion. So, once more, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, your winners in the first ever Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic over Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. We could see a triple threat fatal 4-way ladder match maybe for the NXT Women's title with Io and Toni and Ember and Mercedes Martinez once more, and Taya Valkyrie maybe as well, as she just signed on with the company. Eli Drake, LA Knight, whatever the hell you want to call him. He's Eli Drake to me, so he's Eli Drake moving forward. Come back to that, and what the hell? Come on. LA Knight, seriously? Like, I don't really care who the hell came up with it, but whoever the hell did come up with it, like, how fucking stupid can you be? Seriously? Like, come on. So, yeah, there's seeds planted for all these potential stories moving forward from now until, WrestleMania season, as we're on the road to WrestleMania. We'll see if we get another takeover or not, before or after. Hopefully before, whether it be a takeover or a takeover TV special. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe they announce something this week, or maybe the following week. Probably a week from Wednesday, post Elimination Chamber, on the road, the Fast Lane to WrestleMania. Fast Lane a month after, to the day following Elimination Chamber next Sunday. But tonight, WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, in my eyes, a damn good, stellar show from start to finish. A plus once more. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, your first ever Dusty Rhodes on the women's side of things. Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament champions, winning the final over Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon once more in the open contest. We also had Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny TakeOver defend and retain, defeating his opponent in KUSHIDA to retain the NXT North American Championship. The men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic final was then next. MSK defeating Grizzled Young Veterans. Then the co-main event, followed by the main event, in which the ending to close out the night as they faded to black on the WWE Network. And for the most part, probably the final takeover ever on the WWE Network, before the move to Peacock, of course, which is still going to be the WWE Network, but it's just going to be on Peacock. It's just going to how their setup's going to be, how they're going to promote it, of course, moving forward, a little over a month from now, mid-March. But it was Io Shirai, Toni Storm, Mercedes Martinez, Io retaining, as she is still your WWE NXT Women's Champion. And then our main event of the evening, it was the Prince Finn Balor and the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne for the NXT Championship. Balor with the win, retaining after hitting a coup de grace and then a 1916, before getting beat down by Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan post-match. However, he's still your NXT champion. So Balor, as we do not have any title changes, Balor is still your NXT champion post TakeOver Vengeance Day here tonight. Once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to social media. Links in the description below. Hopefully tune in next Sunday as well to WWE Elimination Chamber right here on YouTube Live Reactions Play, a watch-along stream, if you will. But then that's when the Undisputed Era came out. They saved Finn Balor before a little bit of an invitation from the UE to Finn to join the club, if you will, before Adam Cole, baby, hit 2 super kicks on the current NXT champion and Finn Balor and a teammate of his in Kyle O'Reilly, in which I do see potentially we'll get a match with Finn and Cross for the title, and then it'll be Cole and O'Reilly for leadership of the Undisputed Era, as the demise of the Undisputed Era is upon us once more post WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day this evening. However, we do have another pay-per-view now next week. It'll be WWE Elimination Chamber. They spiced up the graphics this year. It's back in its original slot throughout the calendar year, mid to late February, on the road to WrestleMania, before we'll be on the fast lane to WrestleMania after the Chamber next Sunday. But we'll have, of course, Monday Night Raw, along with Friday Night SmackDown this week, with NXT in the middle, coming off of TakeOver Vengeance Day here tonight, as they'll build towards their next special as well. We got Elimination Chamber next Sunday, but first, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Once more, links in the description below. We'll have go-homes for Raw tomorrow night, and then on Friday night as well for SmackDown. However, right now, currently, only a few matches on the card, 5 to be exact, with the last that I'll get to here in a second. Half of that still to be determined because of the one match that'll be prior on the Chamber pay-per-view next Sunday. But currently, so we'll see if they add more matches. Hopefully they will this week to the pay-per-view next Sunday. But currently, WWE Elimination Chamber next Sunday. Hopefully you'll tune in live right here on YouTube. Same time, just a different day, a week later, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Next Sunday, live reactions play live right here on YouTube. Bobby Lashley will defend his United States Championship against Keith Lee and Matt Riddle. Triple threat match. That should be interesting. Lashley, he's been champion for quite a while. Just some thoughts now before we get in to next week, of course. Hopefully he's going to be dropping this title sometime soon. He sucks ass as it is, whether he's a champion or not, but then it just makes matters worse when he is a champion, because he hasn't done shit with the championship. And if he's going to put anybody over for the United States Championship to become champion up on the main roster for the first time ever, whether it be Keith Lee or Matt Riddle, it should be to Keith Lee or Matt Riddle, is what I'm getting at. And hopefully it'll be Keith Lee compared to Matt Riddle, in my eyes. Might have to wait until after Elimination Chamber on a Raw, maybe at Fastlane, maybe even WrestleMania. We'll see. But next week, WWE Elimination Chamber, Bobby Lashley will once again, in a triple threat match, defend his United States Championship against Keith Lee and Matt Riddle. And congratulations once more to Limitless Keith Lee and Mia Yim, reckoning Retribution, if you will, on their recent engagement. Asuka will defend her Raw Women's Championship as well against Lacey Evans. Of course, Lacey and Charlotte in a story right now with Ric Flair. We'll see where that goes. Becky Lynch maybe at some point down the line returning as well. Asuka's, for the most part, held that title since she cashed in her Money in the Bank. Basically just, hey, I'm just going to, not even beat you because I can't, because Becky was very early in her pregnancy at that point in time last May, the night after Money in the Bank last year, as hard to believe, coming up next month, it'll be a year since COVID began with the pandemic. But then, WrestleMania season is upon us. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and then we'll be on the road to SummerSlam with all the pay-per-views from May until August, with Money in the Bank for the most part. You would think being once again the first pay-per-view after Mania, but maybe a backlash. Maybe go back to have Money in the Bank in June or July, as it was in the past. Also, Extreme Rules, the horror show Extreme Rules, as it was last year, in there as well before SummerSlam. And hopefully from now until then too, we all get back to normal and we can all have fans back in these goddamn stands to actually watch these events live in person. As with 11 to go in stage 1, Daytona 500, we got Denny Hamlin, a 3-time 500 champ, as actually won 2 in a row, looking to become the first ever driver in NASCAR history to win 3 500s in a row tonight, followed by Kyle Busch. NASCAR, from what I saw, was allowing 30,000 fans at the Daytona 500 today. But they are in the state of Florida, in which the Sunshine State has been back fully open for quite some time now. Compared to, it just depends on where you're at, because each state, even though we're the United States of America and we all need to start acting like it, everything is different. Even though as things have changed, things have stayed the same in the meantime too. But with Asuka and Lacey and then Charlotte in the mix, I don't know if Asuka's going to drop it to Lacey Evans. She might drop it to Charlotte again, but Charlotte's going to get involved in this match one way or another next week at Elimination Chamber, I think. But it'll be Asuka defending her Raw Women's Championship against Lacey Evans next week now at Elimination Chamber. Now, the 2 Elimination Chamber matches, 1 year removed from the one and only pay-per-view that I ever attended, Elimination Chamber, last March in Philadelphia. Videos from that event and all professional wrestling events that I've ever attended right here on the channel. Be sure to go check them out. And that was actually the last final pay-per-view before COVID as well, with fans, which is hard to believe. This past year is just absolutely flown by. But no women's or even tag team Elimination Chamber matches this year, thank God. Everybody has their own opinion, but thank God. But we'll have a WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match this year, followed by a number 1 contendership Elimination Chamber match as well, to determine the new number 1 contender for Roman Reigns' Universal title. However, first, the WWE Championship will be on the line next Sunday night in the Elimination Chamber, as the Scottish psychopath turned Scottish warrior from Claymore Country himself, the current WWE champion, and Drew McIntyre. He'll defend his WWE title against the phenomenal AJ Styles, the Viper Randy Orton, along with current Mr. Money in the Bank, The Miz, who's not going to win. Jeff Hardy's not going to win either. We'll probably get McIntyre retaining. Yeah, we will. But then McIntyre, Sheamus at Fastlane. The Fiend Bray Wyatt's going to be coming back at some point too, to continue his storyline with Randy Orton as well, you would think. So right now McIntyre is going to be winning that, but it'll be Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton, half of your 6 in the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. But I say Miz isn't going to win because he's Mr. Money in the Bank. He can cash in at any point, anytime, anywhere he so damn well chooses, against one of the top 2 champions, whether that be McIntyre or Reigns. That's up to him, of course. But he's right now in a tag team story with Miz and Morrison against Priest and, for the most part, Bad Bunny, unfortunately, which I don't know how much badder or worse it can get, but whether or not Bad Bunny's bringing in views and ratings, give me a goddamn break. Maybe NXT will have a Bad Bunny takeover on Easter Sunday as Mania was actually supposed to be the Sunday before Easter, late March this year. However, pushed back a few weeks to the weekend after Easter, mid-April, April the 10th and 11th. So if NXT were to have another NXT TakeOver before WrestleMania, I would think it'd be March 27th or March 28th, because Fastlane's the Sunday before. So they go back to back, as they're going to go back to back tonight, next week. Do that again next month with a main roster pay-per-view and then a TakeOver in between Mania. Or if it's going to be a TakeOver special on TV right before WrestleMania, okay, so be it too. But really, is Jeff Hardy going to be winning the WWE title anytime soon? Probably not, unfortunately. If he were smart, I don't know how much more time he has on his contract. Don't re-sign and just go to AEW and realign with Matt. As Big Money Matt is back, and both him and Hangman are in feud, it seems like, for leadership of the Dark Order. So we'll see how that goes. But next Sunday, WWE Elimination Chamber. It'll be in the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, The Miz, Jeff Hardy, and Sheamus vying to dethrone Drew McIntyre. And then, as announced, just on Friday Night SmackDown, we'll have a Universal Championship #1 contender Elimination Chamber match as well, with Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso, Cesaro, King Corbin, and Sami Zayn as well. And then the winner of that will then face off against the big dog, Tribal Chief, head of the table, Roman Reigns, your current undisputed heavyweight Universal Champion of the world. Whoever wins that Universal Championship, #1 contender Elimination Chamber match, will then face off against Reigns later on in the night, next Sunday night, at Elimination Chamber for the Universal title. However, Edge won the Royal Rumble 2 weeks ago, and it seems like Edge is either going to be facing Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, or even Roman Reigns come WrestleMania for the WWE title, the NXT title, or the Universal title. And for the most part, it's going to be the latter. It's going to be Reigns and Edge, it seems like, WrestleMania 37 for that blue Universal Championship. You would think the Rated R Superstar, going over and becoming champion once more in the WWE. And the difference with bringing back Edge and bringing back Goldberg and, having them both wrestle in championship matches, the difference is Goldberg was never good. He could never wrestle in the past, and he still can't today. Yet, for some reason, whether, people tune in and watch and ratings are good and all that bullshit and just all that, as Keenan and Kel would say, Edge, before, he was sidelined with a career neck injury, Edge could wrestle, okay? And Edge is back now and he can still wrestle. So there's the difference. Goldberg can never wrestle, still can't. Edge, damn good wrestler and still is. And if he beats Reigns, so be it. He probably will. But that right now, as we just closed out TakeOver, Vengeance Day, Elimination Chamber now, next Sunday, Fastlane then, a month from then, followed by WWE WrestleMania 37, April the 10th and 11th, respectively. Live reactions, play live right here on YouTube, so be sure to tune back in. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Hit that red subscribe button, little notify bell next to it as well to stay up to date. But tonight, as Finn Balor retained his NXT Championship against Pete Dunne before being beat down by Dunne. NXT Tag Team Champions Danny Burch and Eddie Lurkin before being saved by the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, baby, with 2 super kicks to close out the night on Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly to set the course for NXT moving forward, at least from now until WrestleMania. With, for the most part, it seems like, for me, my opinion, my prediction right now, Cross is going to get his NXT Championship match. It'll be Karrion Kross challenging Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. But then the Undisputed Era button heads. The demise of the Undisputed Era is once again upon us. We'll get Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly in singles competition, and a match that, no doubt, will steal the show. So, yeah, Finn Balor still, as we didn't have any title changes once more, Finn Balor still your current WWE NXT champion. Now post WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day this evening, however, was beat down, then saved by the Undisputed Era before being beat down some more by Adam Cole, baby, as Cole hit a super kick to Finn Balor and then a super kick to a partner of his in Kyle O'Reilly as well. So that is, in fact, WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day as a whole, from start to finish. I thought it was a damn good show once more, along with a little look there of what is potentially to come starting next Sunday with WWE Elimination Chamber, as we're on the road to WrestleMania, 2 weeks removed from the Royal Rumble last week. Royal Rumble, WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, WWE Elimination Chamber now next week before the Fastlane to Mania, and then WrestleMania 37. But Finn Balor, still your NXT champion before getting super kicked by Adam Cole, baby, and then Cole turning on Kyle O'Reilly in the process as well, with a super kick to him too. Thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions play live right here on YouTube of WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Always greatly appreciated with the support. Thank you once again for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. As always, links in the description below. Scroll down, check those out. Red subscribe button, notify bell next to it as well. Thumbs up, share, keep those chat questions and comments always rolling. I see them. I'll get to them eventually. But I'm going to sign off now for the evening with, once more, thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions play of WWE NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day on this Valentine's Day night. No St. Valentine's Day Massacre event, but we got a vengeance between Adam Cole, Finn Balor, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly after Finn retained his NXT Championship. Cole with a super kick to Finn, Cole with a super kick to O'Reilly as well to close out the show. Once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. Hope to see everybody now next Sunday for live reactions play of WWE Elimination Chamber live right here on YouTube.